How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? The sit down is coming up, huh?
Well, it looks like it.
Never thought this was gonna happen, but we've been here. So I'm not into the small talk, so let's get this shit going, alright?
Alright, sounds like a
Uh,
plan.
alright, good. Since this is pre-recorded and all that, I'm just gonna give it an intro, which is not neutral at all. The Rashon and Greens sit-down is here. It's brought to you by our sponsor, Citizens Against Soybean Oil. So anyway, I want this to be a little bit neutral. Like, obviously I'm recording this, I'm sure you are too, right? But we can go back and forth with our topics, whatever the fuck it is, and all that. But first, it's kind of funny though, because you thought I was gonna flake, huh?
Wasn't sure about that, honestly. I just, I put the option out there.
Everything's on the table, huh? I mean, I was the one. I think I was the one who, after the donkey I did on you, initiated again the possibility of the sit down. But I'm not too sure how it makes sense for me to tell you that we should have a sit down and then I would flake. But let's tell me, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just never sure because last time I was supposed to, when was it? I was supposed to be on the Punkery show. That took like 2 months to actually get me on the show. So I was like, all right, is this actually going to happen or is he going to pull this shit again?
Up until I did Donkey, I was like, having you on the Punkery show was a very bad mistake because it was a game time decision, and I was asked whether or not we would have you on, and I was like, screw it, to do it. And ever since then, I thought it was a mistake. But let's get into the topic of the donkey, all right? Because
I was gonna say I was on the Punkery show twice. The first time was just an interview.
Yeah.
So like, was there a problem with the first time?
No, that's just an interview. That's different.
All right.
I'm sure it was in 2019, back before I thought you were crazy.
Oh yeah, because I'm crazy now. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, in my estimation, I mean, anyone else can think something else or whatever, but in my estimation,
when you desperately need to discredit somebody, you gotta accuse them of being crazy, so then people won't listen to them anymore.
Okay, well, that is your opinion. I guess we'll get to that a little bit later because.
Also, your mic sounds a little bit fuzzy. I don't know what's up with that.
It is?
It's like a tiny bit. Like every time you speak, there's like a tiny bit of fuzz.
Oh, that's the fan in the background.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna turn the fan off for this. But let's get to the topic of the donkey. All right. Actually, no. First of all, before I get to that, because I remember back in January when I did the Karen Boy punkery, and ever since then you've had some type of, or some, I want to say it's a narrative for the reason of why I call you the Karen Boy. Before I tell you why, what do you think I do?
Because I'm complaining a lot, apparently. Because that's what the Karen does, right? A Karen's just somebody who complains a lot. And you're like, oh, Greens, you're just complaining.
I'm wondering if you thought that before I said it in the donkey, because the notion of I had some sit down with the admins, and they told me not to say your name on the Punkery show sounds a bit. It's a bit explicit and odd.
Well, what about them being told not to comment on my videos at all whatsoever, even if they had something nice to say? What about
that? Was that a thing?
Where'd you get that from? That was. I can tell you who I got it from, but yeah, that was a thing.
Well, I'm sure if that was a thing, then it was to not encourage what you're doing, I suppose.
Well, that's where I got the idea that you weren't even allowed to say my name on their show. Because if they were told, don't even talk to this guy, even if you have something nice to say, shun him completely, just don't even comment on his videos, pretend he doesn't exist, then obviously you're going to be like, shit, I can't even say the dude's name.
I mean, with that, then I couldn't talk about you at all then. Right? I mean, here's the thing, like, I had given myself the decision that I wasn't going to give you attention. That's part of the reason why I stopped replying to your PMs, because a lot of the things that you were talking about, I just wasn't really interested. But also because, as I said, or as you said, with the complaint, I just didn't want to hear you complaining. Yeah, at least you got that down packed. Because
to me, it seems like more like you're just not very good at socializing, so it's hard for you to talk to people. That's kind of what it seems like more to me.
I mean, you're not 100% wrong about that. So, yeah. I've gotten better at it, but not everybody is great or adept at socializing. Obviously, I can speak, but, the manner at which I do can be questionable at times. Yeah, sure. Been true. But anyway, let's get to that donkey, because I'm not too surprised about what your initial reaction was as far as I saw about you saying that I doxed you. But before...
Well, you
did. Well, I don't think I did, but...
hold on, one second. Definition of doxing, according to Google, is to search for and publish private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet, typically with malicious intent. So,
Okay.
if you are publishing private information about me with malicious intent, that is quite literally the definition of doxing. Now, I understand the NG admins don't know how to define words. What was that, a chuckle?
Yes, it was a chuckle. Yeah.
Okay, just wondering. Now, I understand the NG admins don't really know how to define words, identify words. So that's kind of like, yeah, I'm thinking you're doing the same thing where you're like, you know what, I understand this is the definition of the word, but I'm just going to say it's not, because I'm going to redefine the word. Maybe you need to suck my dictionary. I don't know, but that's what you did. That is doxing.
Hey, I mean, anyone who watches this can think for themselves whether or not it is doxing or not. But, I will say that, again, at the beginning of the donkey, I said that I am a hypocrite. And I'm not saying this is not an excuse, but I'm not saying that me revealing your... And again, the wording is not clear, because I don't actually remember what you got evaluated. Well, it was for alcohol, obviously, but I don't remember.
That wasn't the evaluation.
Okay, well, then tell me first. What is it?
We're gonna have to go back a little bit. So, during my 20s, I did a lot of partying, quite a lot of fucking partying, and I was at one point hanging out where I was just drinking 3 to 5 times a week, just hanging out with those type of people. That's kind of what I was introduced with at a very young age, or around 19 years old. Just people who just drank, partied hard, smoked weed, did all that shit.
Normal.
So, so I went throughout my 20s, all my 20s, just doing that shit. And then when I started to get older, it wasn't. My body's kind of starting to age. I couldn't keep up with it as much, but also there was a few things that happened in my life where I got seriously stressed out. Like a couple of my close family members were hospitalized. One of them being diagnosed with colon cancer, and that's just stressful. And I'm already partying 3 to 5 times a week, so that partying turned into 7 days a week, and it was just to get the stress away, And what ended up happening was I started having this pain in my chest, like really, really bad pain in my chest. And I thought I was going to have heart failure. Like, it was a really bad pain. And I'm a person who hates needles. The last time, let's see, I think this is 2020. Oh, I got the paper right here, actually. 2020, February 26, 2020. So I was having seriously bad chest pain. And I had to go to the hospital. And I had not been to the hospital since I was 14 at the time. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
how old would I have been at that time? 2020? Would have been 30 years old, I believe. I was born in 91. I'm not good at the math, but yeah, you can figure it out.
Close enough.
Yeah. So it had been a while since I'd gone to the hospital. I go to the hospital, and basically what had happened was they told me basically I had been drinking too much every single day because I was having like 8 to 10 beers every day, and I wasn't drinking enough water. So I went in there with dehydration, mainly, is what I went in there with. It wasn't well, I guess it was due to the alcohol, but that wasn't really the reason I went in. It was for the chest pain. So, and you can put this on screen right now. I will send you the picture because I remember sending you the picture before. But
Yes,
the official diagnosis was alcohol abuse, anxiety, chest wall pain, and I can't pronounce this word for the fucking life of me. Costochondritis. I don't know. It's a fancy word for chest wall pain, and they don't know what causes it, whatever. So I went in there due to the chest pain, and they found out how much I had been drinking. So automatically, they're like, "All right, you're going to diagnosed for alcohol abuse." Now, my doctor, he's a cool guy, and he was like, "Look, the alcohol abuse thing is because you're drinking too much. Like, I don't think you actually have a problem with alcohol. I think you're just using it way too much because of the stress that's going on in your life. You need to cut back." And he legitimately said to me, like, "I can drink 24 beers in a day, but I'm not doing that every day." And he says, "Same thing with you. You can go ahead and drink as many beers as you want in a day, but don't do that shit every day." And I did. I cut back on it. I was like, "All right, well, shit. I got to cut back on it." And then, on a side note, I then asked him if he could write me a prescription for weed. He's like, "I can't do that, but here's the number of a guy who will guarantee get you your weed card." Like, the doctor was really cool about it. But yeah, so I remember I had told you this a while back, and I sent you a picture and everything. And I remember shortly after I told you that, you made I actually wrote it down. CNR News, May 4th, 2021.
Documents.
You made. Oh, no, I did one. You made a CNR News, and you said that I needed rehab, and this is after I had showed you that information. And
Yes.
rehab is not something you joke about to me, because that's something that I have seen people deal with. I personally have never been there. I've never needed it. But I've seen situations of people who go to rehab and they try to get their life together and it still doesn't happen. And there was even one person who I knew they actually were in rehab. They were ordered to go to rehab, and they ran away from the rehab facility because they need cocaine so badly, like they just couldn't handle it. And it's kind of weird because I had this person, like, her mother actually like knocked on my door, like she looked like death. She was fucking crying. She's like, "Do you know what my son is?" And having to tell her, "No, I don't know where your son is," because I didn't. Like, it's some shitty fucking situation. So rehab to me is not something you joke about. And when you made that joke, the rehab joke, I realized kind of like how fucked up of a person you are. And I removed all that information because I didn't know what you were going to do with the information. And then later you used to dox me, and you didn't even dox me properly. So are you chuckling again?
Okay, well, I didn't dox you properly because it wasn't doxing, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yes, when it comes to that, I'm not part of the rehab world, so of course my ignorance about it, I'm not going to say would be expected, but I mean, that's just how it is, I suppose. You would know more about it than I would, so I'd be less sensitive about it than you. I mean, I suppose that's the same with anyone with different subjects. So, yeah, I admit that I was, with that CNR News, because I do remember it, I was ignorant with it. Yeah, sure. I mean, you're right. And if you want to confuse it, then sure. Go ahead.
Toxic, the alcohol abuse earlier. So also, you seem pretty happy about it too. You had a big ass shitty grin on your face. That's why you're saying that shit.
Okay, first of all, let me just say, your microphone is like skipping a little bit. Number one. Number two, but I'm not going to be disingenuous with you and say that I didn't comment about it on the Zero News, and I'm not going to be disingenuous and say that it was, or the donkey was in like bad pretext. You know, I mean, I guess with the story that you told, we can say that you did not go in for alcohol evaluation, and that is incorrect. That was just the result of you going in, right? That was the result. And I supposed that when I remembered that, I related that to your former drinking habits and thought that you went in for alcohol abuse or evaluation when that was just the results or the diagnosis. So
more like a, I don't know, formality, I guess, to say. They just found out I'd been drinking a lot. They didn't really have any other word for it. They're like, alcohol abuse. And the doctor even said, like, I don't think you actually have an alcohol problem. I think you're just like, you just need to cut back.
I mean, no disrespect, but I would say that if that was the diagnosis, I mean, maybe at the current moment when you went in, you were not drinking a lot of alcohol, but at some point,
yeah, I was doing everything.
Yeah, but at some point, it had affected you to the point where it progressed, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I had some serious personal shit going on that stressed me out.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. That's,
yeah, and I mean, I gotta be fucking real with him because he already talks to me on the goddamn show, so I gotta fucking come out about it. I mean, that's what it was. That's what happened. And one thing I will appreciate was I did have a conversation with some people in ESC and some other people also. Like they messaged me and they were like, "Look, man, we've also had issues with alcohol in the past, man. You don't need to be ashamed about it. Like it's pretty fucked up with Rashon and that pub.
What?
Like, I don't feel bad about it, you know." And that's kind of how I do appreciate those people who did that.
Okay, but here's the other dynamic. Again, number one, your mic is getting worse and worse. I don't know what's going on, but it's very under the water. But this is where I get into the second dynamic, right? Because, again, obviously your many beers a day, whatever the fuck it is, was quite a while ago. And maybe it was prior to 2021. But the point of the donkey was, first of all, you were going off on Hendrik and Lex about their drinking habits, right? And especially I saw some picture. You posted a picture of Lex. I believe, as I said, he was outside tipping. I don't know what the fuck he was drinking. Some bottle.
He was inside on that one.
I mean, I could swear there was blue behind us. It was probably outside. Maybe he was in front of his door or some shit. But had a hat on. I saw Sky in the background tipping his alcohol or some shit. And the point of the donkey was I found it ironic that a guy who, as he said, drank a lot of beers in his day and ended up, even though later paying the price for it, paying the price for it's a bit strong, but would, I don't want to say the word vilify, but vilify Hendrik and Lex for their alcohol drinking. Now, can you tell me that, Diane? Because that's a hypocrisy, in my opinion, that I don't understand.
Lex, by the way, how's the microphone doing?
It's better.
It's better? Is it 100%
Yeah, 100%,
better?
100%,
What do you mean?
yes. 100%.
Okay, alright. Okay, so Lex, basically, I have no problem with them. I was just kind of being an asshole. Hendrik, on the other hand, no, I'll explain that in a minute with Lex. But Hendrik, on the other hand, that was more, Hendrik's a jerk, dude. He's a fucking dickhead. Like, and I remember during the interview, like, I swear on my life, he guaranteed had to have been drunk during that interview I did with him. Like, he had to have been. And, like, I don't know, dude. Like, the guy just, like, he makes terrible fucking choices sometimes, and he's just a complete douchebag. And, I don't know, man. Like, whatever. I don't remember really vilifying him other than me just saying, oh yeah, the aluminum thing, that was a whole other fucking thing. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, how how the hell are you guys gonna blow that up as big as you did? Like, hey, look, guys, Green doesn't speak Finnish. Yeah, who the fuck cares? Whatever. The whole point of what I was doing was to prove, yes, he was in fact drunk during the interview I did with him, and I don't know, like not a lot of people like Hendrik to begin with, in my opinion. But Lex, I
Hmm.
don't have any problems with. Now, I think also you have seen me say that, oh, this is going in the next community review. I'm gonna say that there's drunk admins, and I think that's kind of where you were like, oh, well,
Yeah.
if Greens is yeah, okay, if Greens is gonna do that in the next community review, then I got to strike first and just try to ruin the guy. Basically, let me just try to ruin this guy.
I mean,
So
I don't really give a damn about your community review or some shit. I mean, I could have given you Donkey the Day over the past 18 months for anything, right? I just thought. So, first of all, you think I blew that out of proportion, right? You
the
think I blew
Illuminant
everything
thing
out of
was,
proportion.
I'm not even sure why the Illuminant thing was blown out of proportion the way it was, other than maybe you were trying to get somebody or the people to look more at the wrong part of that episode of my show because that was also the ThunderDog episode. So maybe you were trying to get them to look away from the ThunderDog part and look more into the
What?
insignificant part. Like that's I don't know, dude. I don't like that's why I'm wondering like why the hell was this blown up as much as it was? Like I don't understand. Like it was something so insignificant, blown out of
Hey,
proportion.
hey, listen, we can talk about the Thunderdog part. It's completely fine. Soon. But the problem was is that when he reacted to you and said alumini, it was as if you were expecting the word aluminum, which is completely fine. Um,
I was expecting
but
aluminium.
yeah, but I mean, there are times, and you're gonna probably say this is wrong, but there are times when he doesn't know what a word is in English. He'll say it in Finnish. But again, you, I suppose, were expecting aluminium, and you heard a foreign word, and not as in a foreign language word, but a slurred, chopped up word, and because of that, oh, excuse me, and that it was not a word at all. It was just his drunken speech, and because of that, you were trying to prove he was drunk during the interview or some shit, or he's drunk a lot, or drunk during the punkery, or drunk or
I think
whatever.
he is sometimes like it sounds like he is sometimes like because there are times where like you can hear him perfectly and there's other times where it's just like it doesn't sound like he's properly saying every word. It sounds like majority of his words are kind of being half-assed and yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's got like some speech impediment or some shit. I don't know, man. If he does, I'm gonna feel like a dick for making fun of him.
I mean, I have no idea, but like I said, that's how he talks since ever. So that's how it be. Plus, like I said, I'm not too sure. Well, I'm not too sure I'm doing this right now, but I'm not too sure why he held the interview with you in the NG Discord to begin with, and that to be able to speak to you for an hour plus, he must have been drunk. But, you know, it's all over the place, I suppose.
Yeah, but either way, I was not ever going to put that in the community review. That was never something I ever planned on doing. I mean, in in the first episode I ever did of Facts and Ballsy Opinions, 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 42 seconds into the episode, I say I'm never going to release personal information about the admins or anybody in the community. Essentially, like I said in my very first episode, I'm never going to take things that far. Like that's not something you do. Just it's disrespectful. It's fucked up. Now I was never actually going to do it. Now here's the thing. There's a lot of people in the ESC Discord, which I love that there's because you call it an echo chamber, and at times yes it
Hey,
is, but
depends
I,
who's
I
talking.
yeah, but I do really like how there are people in that community that will tell me, I disagree with you, Greens. I think you're wrong about this. I don't, I think you're wrong and this is the reason why. And I like that. I don't want to be surrounded by people who are always constantly going to agree with me and just be like, yeah, you're always right. You do everything perfectly. I think you're right about anything you say. I don't want to be surrounded by a group of people that do that. I know, like, that's what NG
True.
wants, but that's not what I want. But, um, but here's the thing. The NG community has been manipulated into believing that I'm a terrible person who wants to destroy their community and all this other shit. When I mean, it's not true, but that's what they want people to think. And so there are times where I can kind of use that to my advantage because people already have the mentality of, oh, Greens is a bad guy. The admins told us he's a bad guy, so he's a bad guy. That's what we have to believe. And I kind of play that to my advantage at times. And that was kind of what I was trying to do in that moment. I was like, I don't want Colgate being a complete fucking asshole because he had already made this like blowing out the aluminum thing out of proportion. And I felt like he was doing it to try to like not discredit me on not knowing Finnish, but discredit literally everything I said. And I'm like, okay, well, let me put this little fucker in his place. And I said, all right, Colgate, so you know what? Just because of you, I'm gonna make sure everybody knows that the admins are drunk. How about that? And I got plenty of information to do it. And then I took a picture from the NG Discord.
So that was a meme.
Yeah, I was never gonna do it. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that shit. And and that's where when I posted the picture of Lex from the NG Discord, which he posted it himself in a larger Discord than ESE. So me posting it there doesn't really do anything.
I'm not saying it's a problem that you posted the picture. I'm just saying at the time it was kind of odd for you to be like, hey guys, this is your admin right here. He's got a, well, I don't think he said this, but implying, oh, he's got a bottle. There's something wrong here.
When, yeah, I know. I remember I said this is the man who invented Next Generation right here, and like I was being a dick. I know.
Yeah, I mean that's fair actually. I mean he used to drink a lot, as far as I know, right? That's kind of fair. Yeah. But yeah, so I suppose that a lot of it was a meme, and it was on a proportion on, yeah. So I suppose. But again, the entire crux of it, to summarize it, was I thought it was rich that a dude like you, who, as I hear now, had his heyday in drinking, would criticize, in my view, Hendrik and Lex drinking and be like, oh, this is an admin, or they shouldn't drink or some shit. That's what I got out of it.
With Hendrik, yeah, I feel like he needs to cut back. Like, drink sometimes, dude, but like I just, me personally, it seems like he's doing it too much. Maybe he just does talk really weird, but I'm pretty damn certain that during the interview I did with him, he was in fact drunk. Like, it just really seemed like it to me.
Yeah, and if you had said something like, as a guy who used to drink a lot of alcohol, I know when someone's drunk. If you said it like that, I would have been like, alright, yeah, that's fine. But I thought you were trying to be holier than thou and shit, as if you never had any alcohol issues. That's basically what it was.
No, I remember saying on a couple of shows that I was drinking during the show. I wasn't drunk, but I was during my show.
Oh, I saw that. I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, I was never saying that I don't drink.
Yeah. And when it comes to Hendrik and drinking during the punk career, as long as he doesn't act like an idiot, I don't really care.
Well, then you probably need to get rid of him, because that's, in my opinion, all he does.
Well, yeah, listen. I don't condone all of the transgressions, or the accused transgressions of what Hendrik has done or is doing, or whatever the fuck it is. But at least on that front, I had to defend him because I smelled some hypocrisy. Although, like I said before, I'm a hypocrite, right? If you did what I did to you to me, then I wouldn't like it either. Which is why I said in the donkey first sentence is that I'm a hypocrite. But I thought that
it's not really
it was
good when you just agree with that. Be like, oh, I'm a hypocrite, so I'm allowed to just
well, I'm not saying that I'm not saying I'm not saying it was a good thing to do. I'm not too sure about the allowed nature of it.
I mean, you clearly don't give a shit, so.
I guess not. I guess not. Now, again, like I said, I didn't say it was a good thing to do, but I did it, and that's how it be. That's how it be. So I will take that on the chin, but I'll still stand behind the donkey, keep it there. That's what it be. We don't rescind donkeys. Giving it to 190 unique people. I'm gonna keep it on. That's what it be.
I mean, this also causes another problem, because you also said, let me see where it was. I gotta dig through notes. Give me a second.
That's fine.
Yeah, so Punkery Show, the Karen Boy context is said, the January 15th one. At 27 minutes and 57 seconds into the video, you said that there was a 5M server where the admins were doxing their players, and you said that that was more toxic than NG. So, according to your own words, NG has now hit the level of toxicity that was even worse than what I had called it, because you just doxed the players.
Okay, again, I deny that I doxed you. First of all,
Yeah, you can redefine the word. Yeah, redefine it for your own benefit.
First of all, does anyone know your name? Does anyone know where the fuck you live? Anyone know, your location? Does anyone know any actual personal information? Right? I mean...
yeah, that was pretty personal, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was personal, yeah. But it was me revealing that you had an alcohol problem.
Yeah, which is something I didn't want you to do. It's just that, I told you that information not expecting you to do it. I expected you to understand how to be a normal fucking person.
Well, yeah, I understand that. I went into it knowing that you had told me back then not to tell anyone, but I still did. But I don't think that qualifies as doxing. I'm not saying it was a good thing to do, but I'm not qualifying that as doxing.
Okay, so to search for and publish private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet, typically with malicious intent, which is what you fucking did, and is literally the definition of doxing when you go to Google.
We're going word by word here, because
yeah, because
I didn't search for anything.
Like you fucking have to.
I didn't search for anything. I remembered it, first of all.
Yo, you searched for it because you said I don't have evidence of it, which means you did search for it, realize I deleted it. That means you fucking searched for it.
Well, I had known you deleted it for a while, but I think that's relevant. But, okay, well, listen. We can agree to disagree. You can say that I dox you all you want. That's fine. I don't think it does not qualify, in my opinion, to doxing, because... Listen, I looked the word up as well. But again, yes, but I do not qualify it as doxing. I mean, you redefine shit a lot as well, but I suppose we'll get into that later on. Well, we'll get to that later on as well.
All right.
But, like I said, we can agree to disagree. I am saying that I did not dox you. You can say that I did. I don't really give a snit. I am not trying to be holier than thou, right? I'm not too sure why you would have told me this information anyway, but...
Because I thought you were a normal fucking person that wouldn't have released that shit.
Well, I suppose you thought wrong, I suppose, right?
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
dealing with a fucking sociopath.
I mean, we don't, or we didn't speak very often back then anyway, so I'm not too sure why you would think that I would be open to that, or listening to that, but...
Because I never had a problem with you before. Like, we always were cool with each other. We had never had issues.
I would say it's more neutral, but, it depends on the perspective, I suppose. But, again...
Did you disappear? I can't hear you.
I said, we can talk about that the entire time and, nitpick at the definition. But you have your perspective, I have mine. It's completely fine. Completely fine. So, are you ready to move on, or do you want to continue with that?
No. We'll move on.
Let's see. I suppose you can go back to all the way at the beginning. Not all the way at the beginning. I wanted to touch up on the keep yourself safe situation with Xenix. Alright. Now, obviously you had reported to admins that he told you multiple times, as you say, to keep yourself safe. I'm not going to say the actual phrase.
No, I reported it the first time. When he did it the first time, I reported it.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Alright. But then later on, you had said that I was convincing the community that you were suicidal, which I don't think I did, but did I?
The way you had phrased it sounded like it to me, because you were saying, like, oh, Oh, well, you know, it resonated with him. Some people it resonates with. I don't have those thoughts, but you know, some people do. And like, those aren't your
Hmm?
exact words, but like the way you were phrasing it, it was like, yeah, you're trying to be a dick.
Well, my thought was is that if you had such a reaction to him saying to you to keep yourself safe, then you must have, and this is must have in this context is believing possibly that you probably have suicidal tendencies or whatever the fuck it is, depression or some shit, right? Because if somebody was being told keep yourself safe that didn't have these tendencies or didn't have
You keep turning your mic off.
oh, okay, I'm switching between windows. But if somebody was being told to keep themselves safe who didn't have these issues of, whatever it be, depression or some shit, then it wouldn't resonate with them at all and they wouldn't care. So I assumed, I mean, I'm not even sure it was an assumption, but I was like, okay, well, you must have these issues if this is such a big problem to you.
Just because it bothers you doesn't mean you have those issues. You could know somebody who has those issues. You might have even lost somebody who has those issues. You never know.
Okay. But in the end, you were trying to get him demoted, right?
He should not have been an admin to begin with. He was not doing anything beneficial for the community. He was just shit talking me literally every day. I remember there was actually one incident where you could look this up in the NG Discord. I have it somewhere documented. I was talking, I think, with Flutterby and Chilla about guns, and Xenix literally joined the chat, called me a pussy, and did nothing else. He's just like, Greens, you're a pussy, and that was it. And like, I was like, and this is at a time where he was doing shit like that every day, where he would just join the chat, he would see me talking, and he would just start insulting me or trolling me or just being a complete dick for no fucking reason. Like, I never had any contact with this guy before, ever. And he just joins NG and starts being a dick for no fucking reason other than, oh, I'm an admin, so I have to hate Greens. He made a Crazy Bob video, and I'm against it. Okay, let me hate the guy now. Clearly we've moved on from Crazy Bobs, but I'm never gonna let that shit go because I'm a fucking no-life loser that's just gonna hold on to that shit forever.
I mean, obviously, when it comes to the transition from Crazy Bobs to NG and all that, I don't think that people would just wipe the mental slate of people.
That's what I was told. I was told. I
mean,
that
the ban slates or whatever the fuck would be removed.
No. I was told by Navarro, who is currently the guy pretty much running everything in Next Generation. He's the guy in charge right now. I was told back in the day that we're trying to leave all the Crazy Bob drama out of Next Generation. That's what I was told by who's literally the guy running the fucking show right now. And so, if I'm told that, and I'm doing that, why are your admins not doing it?
So, do you think that everybody would just mentally reset what they think about everybody that they've come into contact with?
That's what I was told. I was told, look, we're going to leave that in the past. It's a new start. Let's start over and make a better community. And I was on board with that. I was not bothering anybody for the shit that happened to Crazy Bob's. Hell, fucking Simple joined. His ass was in Sniper Gang, and I remember Colgate was fucking with the one day for being a Sniper Gang, and I was like, yo, dude, come on, like, leave that alone, bro. It's in the past. You don't, like, he's out of that shit. That was all in the past. Leave the fucking guy alone. Like, I was encouraging that behavior. Like, yo, let's leave all that shit in the past and start off fresh with a new, better community. And look where we are now. The admins are fucking doxing people. What the fuck, dude?
Oh my god. Well, first of all, you're speaking of it. Yeah, because again, you keep saying dox. I mean, go ahead, but I didn't. That's completely fine. But you're speaking in a macro sense with that. I mean, Navarro can say. Well, first of all, he was speaking in a macro sense too. Move on to new server. Start anew, all this. I mean, it's very broad and in a macro sense, but this is in a very specific sense, like Xenix talking shit to you. I mean, obviously, him doing it in the Discord, not great. But
yeah, you guys didn't do shit about it either.
You can't tell me that every single individual person is going to wipe their slates of how they feel or perceive everybody. That's just not realistic.
Okay,
Now, in a macro sense, new server, new place, blah blah, yeah. But I mean, if there's a dumbass that was in Crazy Bob's, right, and they come to NG, do I not think they're a dumbass anymore?
What if they prove you wrong? What if they are?
Well, then they'd have to prove me. They'd have to prove that to me in their actions. Not.
Yeah, you turn the mic off again.
Oh, okay. They'd have to prove that to me in their actions, not just new server, clean mental slates, and be like, oh shit, this guy's neutral again. Like, that's just not how human nature works.
I mean, that should have been what was happening. That was what I was encouraging. That was what I was told. That's what a lot of people, it seemed like, were actually trying to do that. They were trying to say, like, fuck Crazy Bob's, it's over. Let's try to build a better community here. And you had few people who weren't on board with that at all. You could have fucking encouraged them to be on board with that. You could have messaged them and been like, hey, look, you got to stop bringing that shit up. That's in the past. Let it go. But you guys weren't doing that, especially with Xenix, dude, or any of your fucking admins. You weren't doing shit. You guys were letting them do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Alright. But also, see, the contention with me is that you expected us, at the moment, because of your situation, to demote him. Which, obviously...
No. I said in my original community review, Toxicity, Truth, whatever the fuck it was, I said, I forgot where it was in the video, but I did say, I think my exact words were like, to be honest with you all, I expected to see dirty shit happening, and I was going to document it, but if it had been properly handled and dealt with, I would never have exposed it, because there's no point to. If you guys clearly, like, let's say you guys had warned him, hey, Xenix, stop doing that. And then he stopped doing it.
But
that's it.
He was probably not at the rates that you wanted it to, but he was told not to do it anymore.
Yes, he was told not to do it after the first time. He kept fucking doing it more than 5 times, and you guys still didn't do shit about it.
I don't know what timetable. I don't know what timetable that is, but there was a moment in which he was told not to tell you to, you know.
I know the timetable because I talked to Navarro. Navarro was like literally the only fucking guy who decided, okay, I'll help you deal with this. I messaged, how many people? I messaged you about it too. I messaged like every fucking head admin about it. I was like, yo, can you guys deal with this shit? And I think Navarro was the only one who said like, okay, yeah, he's been warned. And I was like, okay, that's it, we're good. So what happens? He keeps fucking doing it. And that's when I kind of realized, you guys aren't going to do shit about your admins. You guys are just going to let them do whatever the fuck they want. You're not going to stop them. And...
Okay, well, again, I don't understand this because, again, there was at some point where he did not do it again.
Yeah, because I was out of the fucking community. He couldn't do it anymore. What the fuck? Like,
he
that's
stopped
the solution.
doing it. He stopped doing it before you got your ass banned.
No, he fucking didn't.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm dead fucking serious.
So you're telling me that he told you to keep yourself safe continually until you got your ass banned?
Yes, because that's what fucking happened. How do you not know this? Did you mute yourself again?
Oh, my bad. I remember him being told not to do it anymore, and he did stop.
No, he... Oh,
and then you two did coexist in the Discord for a while. How long that was, I don't remember. Until you got your ass banned.
No, that did not happen at all.
Well, that's fine.
No. We're going to go over this one more time. So, he did it one time. I complained. Navarro said he was warned. He kept fucking doing it. And then I was eventually removed from the Discord, which we'll talk about that later. But I was eventually removed from the Discord and banned from the entire community. I appealed and I was able to play the server again. I was playing the server one day. I was not allowed on the Discord. I remember playing the server one day and he said it to me in game. So if I'm already, and you're saying, oh no, you coexisted on the Discord, I was banned from the fucking Discord, and he was still saying it to me. So how are you gonna say that one?
I don't believe that.
Do you want me to show you the fucking video?
Do you have it?
Yes, I have the. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes.
Let's see. Let's see.
I'll send it to you. Don't I don't really want it being exposed because unless you don't think it's gonna cause an issue. Because I was told if somebody.
Listen, I don't think it does. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter.
All right. If you want to show it, then put it on screen right now. I'll send you the video. Yeah, he said it to me in game, and this was after I had already been banned from the Discord. So yeah.
Let's bin C. Let's bin C. What is Sitdown, I tell you?
All right. So what's next?
Oh, we're gonna move
on. Did you have anything else to add to that?
I don't think so.
Oh, I remember one more thing. I remember you saying, oh well, it was to punish somebody for doing that, there needs to be consistency for them doing it. And he did it over 5 fucking times. Was that not consistent enough for you? What, did it have to be 6 times? 7 times? What's the fucking number?
No matter how many times he said it, this is an instance. This is an incident. The entire situation of you and him is an instance or a problem, okay? It's not a chronic week by week, month by month thing of Xenix doing transgressions. Several transgressions. So that's what I meant by that. And that was not enough for him to be demoted, because even though you, I think, said that wasn't your point or your goal, it seemed to me that you wanted him demoted for that. And my first thought of that was, there's no way that's going to happen. Like, that's not... Obviously, him telling you to keep yourself safe and, you know, however many times he said it is a bad thing. But if you are going to tell me he should be demoted for that, then that to me is a meme.
No, I said it so you guys would get him to stop doing it, because clearly he's going to do it to someone else at some point. He's clearly doing this to me. He gives no fucks. He knows you guys don't have the balls to do anything about it.
If you're going to project an intention, then that may change the outcome. Like, again, like I said, when you had said that, I was like, yo, who do you think you are, man, to think that he should be demoted for this?
Oh, he should have been demoted just for being a useless fucking guy who didn't do anything beneficial to the community at all. All he did was talk shit. That's literally all he was doing, was talking shit.
Oh, he talked a lot of shit, yeah.
Why the hell would he be an admin then? Why do you guys pride yourself on this dumb shit?
He was on the server. He was doing shit, at the time at least. But he only played during downtime times, late American nights. So we wouldn't really see him during the peak. So he was on the server doing shit. But
oh, okay. What was he doing on the server?
Bro, he was playing on the server.
Oh, nobody else was playing on the server. Only him. That's what was happening. All right, yeah.
Okay. What do you mean only him?
No, that's what you're saying. Clearly, like, he must have been the only person playing on the server. That's why he was an admin, right?
Listen, there were carryover admins, man. So why do you think he was admin in the first place? Because he wasn't Crazy Bobs.
Yeah, and then you guys, Jesus, you guys got Hen Drunk as a fucking admin too now. And he's a carryover admin. He fucking doxed somebody in Crazy Bobs. You want to talk about
that? Sure, but not now. But what was that you said before?
What?
I don't remember. I guess I'm drunk now, huh?
We were talking about Xenix, and I said Hen Drunk fucking doxed somebody.
Oh yeah, you were saying Hendrik was the only person on the server playing or some shit. I don't know what kind of comparison.
No. I was that was fucking Xenix. No, because I said, why the hell was he an admin? You said, well, he was on the server doing stuff. I said, what was he doing on the server?
And he was a carryover admin from Crazy Bobs.
Yeah, and I said, like, why was he an admin? And you're like, oh, well, he was playing on the server. And I was like, okay, clearly he must have been the only one. Like, what I'm saying is he wasn't the only one playing on the server, and if you're going to keep somebody as an admin just because they're playing, well, just fucking make everybody an admin at that point. They're all playing. Why do you keep muting yourself, man?
I'm not. But you asked why he was an admin. I said he was a carryover admin from Crazy Bob's. That's why he was an admin.
And I was trying to point out he wasn't doing anything beneficial. And you're saying, oh, well, he was playing the server. Okay, a lot of people were playing the server, but he was also talking a lot of shit and being extremely toxic.
Well, this is the thing about people and trying to say that certain admins don't do snit. Now, I'm not saying that Xenix did a lot of stuff, but especially when people make reports and all this shit, and they say, oh, my reports didn't get handled or dealt with.
Well, in my situation,
maybe,
it didn't.
Well, maybe because, okay, I mean in-game reports for the most part. Maybe because some of those in-game reports weren't valid. But I guess that's a tangent. But, yeah. I mean, you can criticize the level of Xenix's adminship I mean, it's completely fine. He's not an admin anymore, so that's what it be. Yeah.
Yeah, but why did he get demoted for inactivity?
Yeah.
So then that means if he becomes active again, he can become an admin again.
I mean, if he's serious about it, probably.
Yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying the demotions were fake. Or I said that at one point. The demotions were fake. It's not that I was saying they were fake. It was that I was saying they're more temporary because, like I said, if you get demoted for inactivity, that's not a real demotion. You're just on break, essentially. If you come back and really want to be an admin again, they're going to make you an admin again.
Okay, but why does the reason for demotion have to be, like, something of value?
Okay.
I don't understand.
What I'm saying, if somebody is an admin, they're contributing far more problems than helping the community. They probably shouldn't be an admin. And what was he doing? He was shit-talking and instigating problems almost every damn day. And then you're saying, oh, well, he was also playing the server. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people who play the server and weren't instigating or causing problems almost every damn day. And he's making you guys look like shit, and you're going to keep him as an admin?
You're overvaluing the statement of me saying that he played on the server.
I don't think I am.
I mean, it's a very basic statement. As you said, many people were playing the server anyway, so I'm just saying that he was active, or semi-active at the time. That's
he was active, but he was causing more problems than good.
To you.
Oh, and that makes it better.
Well, no, because the thing about it is when people get in distress with some person, like, they believe that problems that happen to them is like some, you know, that they must be causing problems to anybody. Now, I'm not saying him causing problems to you is a good thing, but...
No, that's what it was, you know. Oh, well, he only did it to you, so it's all good. You know, fuck you, Greens. I never liked you to begin with. That's what it is.
I just said that wasn't it.
Oh, bullshit, it wasn't. You're like, oh, hey, you know what? Nobody likes Greens to begin with, so fuck him. Let him, or let's fuck this guy's name again, Xenix. Let Xenix do whatever the fuck he wants. We don't even like Greens to begin with.
Okay. I mean, I suppose that's your opinion, but I don't believe that. But you also, in one of the videos or whatever the fuck it is, and this is where the context thing comes in, and why I said context is dead, is that you took a CNR news from 2018 about him. He was installing San Andreas, and he said, I'm coming back to abuse, guys. And you thought that that was some significant thing to say, as if the two things have a correlation, when he was clearly and obviously joking when he said that.
Yeah, and I explained that on the next show I did, which actually was my second episode, because holy shit, did we get a lot of fucking feedback from the first episode we did of Facts and Policy Opinion. So on the second episode was after you had done the Karen Boyd thing, and I had to reply to it. There was like, I had a whole fucking list of notes of shit you said that wasn't even close to being true, and I couldn't even get through half of them because, you know, Abdel talks forever sometimes, but yeah. He's all right. I mean, he's not the worst guy, but, you know, sometimes he just talks a little too much. But I specifically had said, like, and I said it on the show, you can go back and check. I said, yeah, I understand that he said it as a joke, but the problem is he actually fucking did it. He came back and he was acting extremely toxic to the point where I'd say that's abuse, because I can't say shit back to him. He's a fucking admin. Like, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to me. And if I do anything to defend myself, my ass is out of there. And that's abuse, dude. Like, so when you say it as a joke, and it's like, oh, he's coming back to abuse, and then he actually fucking does it, doesn't look like a joke anymore. It looks like you knew he was a piece of shit from day one, and you welcomed his ass back with open arms, like, come on, buddy, come start fucking with people again. Because we just love that shit over here.
So because he made a joke, he's a piece of shit.
He made a joke and then did it, is what I'm saying. That's not a joke anymore. If you say, hey guys, I'm gonna go shoot somebody, I'm just kidding though, and then you actually fucking do it, holy shit, he wasn't joking.
I love how this is like new age abuse. Remember back in the day, all abuse was like command abuse, physical abuse. Well, not physical abuse, but you know what I mean.
He's shit-talking someone who can't attack him back.
Now we're doing talking snit abuse. I mean,
because I can't do shit about it, dude. Like, what the fuck can I do about that?
Oh.
Clearly, complaining about it to the admins isn't fucking working. And if I defend, which I was told, if I defend myself, I'm going to get banned.
Defend yourself in what way?
I was told, if somebody is shit-talking you in the Discord, do not speak back to them or reply to them in any way, or no, that's not what exactly they said.
As if not to escalate it.
No. But they told me if you do that, you're gonna get banned. And so they were basically saying, if somebody's shit-talking you, you're gonna sit there like a bitch and take it, okay? And if you fucking defend yourself, you're out of here.
Okay,
and we're gonna let anybody fuck
you reported it to the bar or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, right? and what happened? Jack shit.
I still don't believe that. Because again, there was at some point where he did stop telling you to keep yourself safe.
Yeah, because I was in the
could
community.
Swear both of y'all were coexisting in the Discord for at least a little bit.
No, that didn't happen.
But when it comes to the don't react, I'm sure the implication was so that the argument does not get escalated to the point where it could be construed that you could get your ass banned.
Okay, but nobody else was told to do that. So everybody was basically given.
Well, you're a special case.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're a pretty special case. Yeah, that basically especially from before.
No, that means the fuck you, Greens. We're gonna let people fuck with you. We don't give a shit. That's what that means.
That's definitely not what it is.
Oh yeah, my ass, it doesn't.
I mean, you are already perceived as some odd guy, which I'm sure you're going to capitalize on soon. So, of course, any transgressions between you or someone else would be highlighted, or more highlighted than some other people. Because of your cachet, especially since 2021.
Yeah, because clearly, the admins did not like that Crazy Bob video.
I mean, I don't really remember it. I don't remember my reaction to it. It's probably one of confusion, but yeah.
No, I remember you saying that I should have been banned for it.
Did I say you should get banned for it?
No, you said I should have been banned for it because I advertised Mike's Cops and Robbers in the video, which... It's my fucking video on YouTube, completely out of the community. I never, at any point, go ahead and check, never sent that video in any of the Discords, in Next Generation or Crazy Bob. It was never sent. I never sent them in the Discords. Actually, Messed Up Smiley, one of your fucking admins, put it in the Crazy Bob's Discord and pinned it as a message.
Well, I would love to see the place that I said that you should get your ass banned because you advertised Mike's CNR.
I believe
that sounds a bit off the point.
No, it was a punkery show because I remember it was you were talking to Kesh at the time, so it had to have been a punkery show. And obviously, it's going to be either the first or second punkery show after the video had come out. So this would have been April 19th of 2021. It's going to be close to around there. It's going to be one of the punkery shows that came out after that. Which I wanted to release it on 420, but I gave the video to Abdel to be in my test audience, and he put it in the ESE Discord like a day early. I was like, fucking Abdel, now I gotta release the damn thing a day early.
That's fucking great.
It's not a big deal, but I'm like, god damn it.
Well, that's how it be, I suppose. I wish I could go back to see if I said that, because that's a bit off the point, but...
No, you said it because I got banned from the Crazy Bob Discord for the video. And you said, I don't think he should have been banned for the video. I think he should have been banned for advertising Mike's Cops and Robbers in the video.
If I said that, it's a bit off point. I'm not too sure why I would say that if I did say that.
Who the hell knows why you say half the things you do? That's the jury's still out.
I mean, I would think the same of you when it comes to that. So, I mean, we both speak a lot.
Great minds think alike, huh?
Well, we both speak a lot. So when it comes to that, I'm sure that we both say a lot of. Well, I know that you say a lot of things that are very questionable, but I'm sure someone can say that I do. So,
I mean, that's also where I was saying how like I like surrounding myself with people who will tell me when they think I'm wrong. Because if I do say something questionable, because yeah, there are times where I say something that seems like it's a little too far, and that's why I like ESE, how we allow people that don't agree with me in there. Because if I say something that like people disagree with, I want to know why do you disagree with it, and then realize like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Because like when Colgate said that I compared the 123 Discord to Epstein Island, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good comparison, I guess.
It was a good meme, I guess. But what are you implying that I don't want to surround myself around people who would tell me what I'm saying is wrong?
Not really sure, but next generation in general is kind of. I feel like they want like-minded people. They don't want anybody who's going to say things they don't like. Because if they do, they're either going to push them out of the community by harassing and shit-talking the fuck out of them, or they'll just ban the person straight up.
I think it depends on how you convey it. Like if you have an opposing opinion on something, if you come in guns blazing and talk shit trying to make your arguments, I'm sure that that'll be received negatively. But if you do it in a decent manner, I would think that people would be open to it. Right?
Not always. It's been really fucking difficult to get through to the admins in Next Generation. I'm not the only one complaining about that either. A few of the LSM boys have talked about that. Which oh, did you see that new LSM show that came out with?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. Keep going, guys. That was a good one.
The LSM Gag, the podcast, waiting for the 123 one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's going to be cancer.
Hey, I mean, it's all different perspective, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to the 123 thing also, because that's going to be great for my community review. I'm going to be like, hey, look, guys, this is our fucking community right here. And oh, keep in mind, these are the veteran players. This is them.
Oh, that's a great segue. Speaking of veteran, right? So you put a lot of value in tenure. Like, you know, to preface some of the shit you say, you're always like, well, not always, but you're like, I've been here for 12 years, and then you go on with your points. And as I said in the comment section there, I don't think that tenure now really has that much value. Especially, let's say that you've been here since 2012, and you're a moron, right? And you've been in the community for 10 years, and you're a moron.
Yeah,
at that point, Lucas, yes, he's a bonehead. So he's been a bonehead for 10 years, for example, right? Why would I put value on his tenure if he's a bonehead?
Because like well, first off, he's a fucking veteran, so apparently something happened. Like, why the hell would you make him a veteran? Because clearly you're trying to redefine the word veteran to where it doesn't mean the definition of what it was. I don't remember what the definition was. I remember putting it on screen during my show and being like, look, dumbasses, this is the definition of a veteran, and you're redefining the word.
Is it the dictionary definition again?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look.
Yeah, you can look it up.
But
I remember...
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Define the word.
A person who has had long experience in a particular field. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that means that if you're been in the community for a long time, you should have the veteran role. That's the definition of a veteran. Now, clearly, that's not how it works in Next Generation. It works on, hey, we like you, we'll give you the role. You piss us off, we take it away. You know, this is how these all fucking work.
I don't think that is how it is. Plus, the definition of the word veteran does not imply quality. And it should imply, in this case, quality. Some type of quality. Now, of course, come back and say, well, Lucas is not quality. I mean...
No, he is not.
I mean...
He's a quality sack of shit is what he is.
I mean, we can have different thoughts about that. I know Lucas is a bonehead. I'm very neutral toward him. I don't really... But when it comes to the word veteran, if you're around for 10 years, that's not enough, in my opinion, to... At least for the Discord rank. Probably in a macro sense, you've been there for 10 years, you're a 10-year veteran of CNR. Okay. But as far as the Discord rank, I mean, there's more nuance to that, in my opinion. Like, you can't just give a 2012 idiot veteran just because he's a 2012 idiot. I mean, yeah.
Then why don't you change the name of the role? Like, call it like special players or, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you're trying to redefine a word. Why?
I mean, I don't think it's that important, right? Like, why do we have to go straight to the T when it comes to Discord roles and their dictionary definitions?
Because you're running a shitty fucking community if you don't. And I don't understand how you guys don't have a problem with this, really, honestly. Like, because with the whole Movie Maker thing, he's a veteran. He always is a veteran. And you guys didn't want to give him back the veteran role. And that's what you guys try to find every fucking loophole you can. You guys are like, oh, well, we technically didn't take it away. We just technically didn't give it back. That's the same shit, dude. Like, what the fuck? Oh, man. It's a fucking headache. But yeah.
He, if I remember correct, right? He wanted to cool down. He left the Discord. Obviously, he was going to come back with the thought that he was going to get the role back, and he didn't. Now, I don't know 100% why he didn't get the role back, but I'm sure that it had something to do with some conversation that he had prior to him having to cool down, leaving the Discord.
Yeah, basically meaning, hey, you did something we don't like, and now we're going to take your role away.
All this like and subjective thing, I just don't understand. Because you don't get the role from liking or being liked. That doesn't make any damn sense to me.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, if you're deemed to be a cocksucker, then you're probably not going to get the role.
Yeah, but Lucas has it.
Okay, I mean... You deem him to be a cocksucker, but...
Because he is! Alright, what about Colby?
Well, whoever deems him to be a cocksucker, then that's what it is, right? I mean, the thing about him, obviously, is that he had the beta tester role, so all of the people that had the previous closed beta tester role got converted to veteran.
Okay, what about Movie Maker? Wasn't he a closed beta tester?
I don't remember.
And
don't remember. We'd have to take a look at his thing, but it would show it on it. I'm not too sure. This is okay. Let me switch his name here. Great game. Okay, this is taking a bit longer than I thought. Just to see if he spoke on the Discord. God damn, man. Okay. This is not good. How to search on the Discord 2022. Okay, I have no idea. I feel like a boomer right now trying to figure out.
You're trying to, for Movie Maker, like what he said when he left?
No, I'm trying to find a message that he puts on the Discord, but I'm seeing other shit
it would have been April 1st. I think you're talking about when he came back and was complaining about something.
No, I mean anything. Anything that he might have said. I can't... Oh, here we go. No, he was not a closed beta tester, or else he would have the, that yellow
that's what you're
role.
looking for. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he... Well, he wasn't one, but
Like I don't know if you know this, but there's a thing at the top right of Discord that says search, and you can actually like type his name in there.
That's what I tried to do, but I was getting different things. Yeah.
Well,
Not that much of a boomer. Yeah. But again, when it comes to the tenure thing, right? Because you seem to have some kind of reaction to it, as if to say that me not caring about people being a 2010 player, whatever the fuck it is a bad thing. I mean, I would suppose that I shouldn't care because I've been around since 2007. That's when I joined. And I don't usually talk about that because to say that I've been around CNR for 15 years is kind of weird. In my estimation.
I don't say that as I don't say that as to be like, oh, I deserve special privileges because I've been around for this long. No, that's not why I say it. I say it as in I've been around for this long, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Is kind of what I'm saying. It's not that I want any special privileges. It's just I'm saying out of all my years, this is what I've seen, and I believe that's what I said. I think I actually said 13 years by accident. It is 12, but I said in the comment, out of my years of being in the community, I've never seen this shit happen before. Is basically what I'm seeing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I was saying it as more like, this is a level of fucked up that I've never seen out of this community.
Okay, I suppose that's fair, but I suppose my point is, even though you've been around for a long time and you've seen things, just because you have does not mean that what you're saying I have to align with or agree with. Well, I mean, that's a general baseline thing anyway, but yeah. So I don't put a lot of creed in tenure. If a guy's been here for 2 years and they're spitting facts, then I don't really give a damn. It's really doesn't care. I don't really care about it. But yeah. Speaking of that, we've talked about already the toxicity. So listen, you've said this word so many fucking times, I think it's lost value. But in the one of the review videos, you had said that NG is the most toxic server in the 5M, right?
Oh yeah, and that was in the thumbnail too. Well, that wasn't the original thumbnail, but yeah.
Now, how many 5M servers have you joined?
I don't know, maybe like 10 at most. I'm not constantly playing them, but just jumping around trying different shit out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long had you played on most of those servers?
Well, like I said, it was just jumping around trying shit out.
Yeah, just trying shit out. And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of servers on 5M, right? Or at least a few hundred active ones, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah? So, I mean, of course, this would help you as far as the far-reachingness of the video, but you dubbed it in an absolute sense, the most toxic server on 5M. Even though it's more like the most toxic server you've been on in 5M.
Well, right. I was hoping it would more kick your ass into being like, holy shit, we cannot be known as this. Let's try to get our shit together and stop being toxic. And then I remember like I said, in the Punkery show, the Karen Boy Context is Dead. Where was it? 27 minutes and 57 seconds in. You said there was a 5M server that doxes players, and that was more toxic than you guys. And it turns out you guys dox your players. So you just hit a new level of low. Give yourself a round of applause for that one.
I'm gonna preface again, like I said, that I do not believe that I doxed you, but that's fine.
But we'll talk about Hendrik because he fucking doxed somebody.
All right. Well, I'm sure that he'll have his defense for that.
I'm sure.
And when it came to that, I was not specifically referencing a Zerber, but I did hear or read about some 5M server doing that, and I think Tank had said something about it, but I don't have anything concrete about that.
Well, now we do.
Okay. Again, that is debatable, like I said, but we'll then see. But again, when it comes to this toxicity thing, I think I had touched upon it a week or two ago, but it's a very, in my opinion, very subjective declaration. Because again, if like you and me can dub something toxic, but it doesn't mean that it is. You know what I mean?
No, I'm pretty sure if I show all the evidence and be like, hey, look at what the fuck's going on, and people look at that, they're like, holy shit, you know, that's pretty fucking toxic. I think that would be toxic.
Yeah. Well, again, it's based on an individual's perspective whether or not a thing is toxic, right? So when it comes to that, and the more that y'all say the word toxic and toxicity, the less the word means, at least for me. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that when it comes to, like, for example, let's say that you tell the truth, right? The truth can be toxic, right?
Depends on how you say it, or
Well,
maybe depends on the situation. I don't know. Like,
right,
give me
so,
an example of that. Like, I really don't understand. So, can you give me an example of that?
I mean, I don't know, some dude who's doing some bad stuff. Let's just say, I don't know, like drinking too much, and some guy gets in your face and is like, yo, bro. And they say it in a very mean way. Like, this drinking shit's gonna kill you, or do you want to die, or some shit. I mean, I'm not too sure how to articulate it, but there are different ways that you can convey telling the truth. And it doesn't always have to be lovey-dovey. So, I'm not too sure how to make an example out of it, but you can tell the truth in a toxic way, right?
Yeah, that's just all about how you say it, but you don't have to do it in a toxic way.
I mean, at that point, I mean, there are times where the way you say things matters and sometimes doesn't matter, right? Like, but when it comes to that, I still think that the declaration of calling something toxic is still subjective. It's not declarative. Like, it's not a black and white thing. So, and the reaction to that shouldn't always be like, because first of all, you're trying to do all this shit to, calm us down or whatever the hell this is. To me, it seems like you're trying to puppy dog us into doing what you think is right for us to do.
Okay, but you're saying that it's not right to maybe improve a little bit?
I mean, in a baseline level, of course. But what you may deem, like, your criticism may not be deemed as true. Sometimes. It depends what you say, obviously, but not all criticism that you have is something that we should look at.
That's kind of a problem, because a lot of it, yeah, you should
So
probably
you're telling me that all the criticism that you have had since the beginning, which, everybody has criticism, but you're telling me that all the criticism that you have had is valid 100% true.
I can't think of an incident that wouldn't be true.
Okay.
I mean, I literally had all I didn't make claims without evidence. I put all the fucking evidence there, which is like, and then you had the whole Karen Boy episode saying like, oh no, it was taken completely out of context, and it's like, no, it wasn't. It was what was taken? Okay, tell me what was taken out of context. Here we go. You're gonna talk about the fucking doofus thing. Let's hear it.
Okay, I don't remember that, but
what was taken out of context?
I suppose that is one of the reasons, one of the things. But again, like the Xanax thing, you correlated his joke to actuality, which, especially when it was from 2018. So,
because the joke became true. It's not a joke anymore when it comes true.
In this case, I don't see how it is, but okay. I don't think that bit of reminiscing as a joke would make it actuality, but I suppose that's what you think. Again, we can agree to disagree on that, but again, I suppose we'll get into that later on. Again, I don't have any concrete examples right here, right now, but we'll see. Anyway, let's move on. So, there was some meme as well. And I don't want to talk about this too long, because this dude is my boy. But I saw something that you had said, that you are the reason why Kalyon did not get admin.
Oh, yeah. I still think I think that was a deciding factor.
Can you explain that?
Let's see. I really called him out on my community review, and I made it seem like if he got promoted, then I basically made, like, because a lot of times I'll make predictions about something, and then they come exactly true. And then people in the community realize, like, holy shit, Greens predicted this, and it became true step by step the way he predicted it. Greens knows what the fuck he's talking about. And then they kind of start to form their own opinion, like, yo, maybe these admins are pretty fucked up, and maybe we should start not listening to them as much, which I know you guys absolutely hate, but that's what I want the community to be able to not just always agree with what the admin tells them. Think for yourself, okay? I don't want them to always agree with me either. I just want to give my opinion, and if you don't like it, then disagree with it, but at least come up with your own fucking opinion. But okay, that's a whole other story. Kalyon, yeah, I do think that I had called him out in my video, and I had said, he's guaranteed going to become an admin, and because these people promote toxic people, and they're proud of it. And so then the admins are like, oh shit, if we actually promote him, Greens is going to be right. That means we're making Greens right. And we hate Greens so goddamn much. This is, well, yeah, chuckle up.
Yeah, big chuckle, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. But shit, that, oh man, I got a surprise for you. But anyway, yeah. So I was saying, like, that's how what I saw it as like, we hate Greens so goddamn much that we will literally refuse Kalyon's promotion just so we can make sure he isn't proven right. And there were so many people in the community that have no fucking idea why he was not promoted. Like, literally, I have not seen one person, well, maybe Lucas, because he's Lucas, but I've not seen one person who doesn't understand why Kalyon wasn't promoted. Everybody's wondering, why the hell was he not promoted? He was perfect for the position. So, do you want to tell me why he wasn't?
Okay, first of all, it's one of the most narcissistic things I've ever heard. Like, I don't understand how you would think because of one singular person that the effect would be he wouldn't get admin. Doesn't make any damn sense.
I mean, I'm literally one single person that everybody in the community, well, not everybody, but a lot of people in the community are, like, working as hard as they can to just ruin all my credibility and make people not listen to me. So apparently one person... I don't really
care about your credibility, but
I
can't believe a situation in which a guy would think, oh shit, Greens the Karen boy said that he's gonna definitely get admin. We should definitely not make this guy admin. It doesn't make any damn sense. It's not based on any type of merits. Well, again, I had said it before. Of course, he's a good candidate, and I'm sure I'll put pressure on the admins right now that next time that there are promotions, that Kalyon would be pure, 100% locked and loaded, the same way Code Shadow was in 2018, whatever year that was. But what I had said in December is he didn't make the cut.
Why?
Listen, I'm not going to give you reasons as to why he wasn't, but there were a set amount or a set number that were going to be made admins, and he was not one of them.
Yeah, you chose Tino instead, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good choice.
It's a funny one. I mean, who would know that a few months later he would change his mind? Like, who would know that? I mean, I'm not surprised, right? In an individual aspect, but who would know going into that he would resign and leave a few months later, huh?
I'm not trying to hate on him or anything. He's a pretty cool guy. I never had a problem with him ever in the community, and he was actually in my gameplay guide too. I think I kidnapped. No. He was the prostitute. I think I kidnapped his friend. Maybe I kidnapped him. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, maybe. But the point is that if you think that in this case the decision, I was going to say the world revolves around you, or the decision revolves around you, that you would be a reason as to why he didn't or anyone wouldn't get or would get admin, is completely narcissistic. That's completely, it just makes no damn sense.
No, I think it has something to do with it. I do, because everybody's wondering why the hell he didn't get the promotion. Nobody understands why he didn't get promoted. Especially when he was doing more shit than Assassin was doing. Nobody really understands why he didn't get promoted. And I do feel because it was going to make me look, it was going to make essentially give me a reason to be look, I'm right. I'm always right. Believe me, those admins are all fucked up. And they're okay, let's not give Greens that reason. Let's just postpone his promotion. Yeah.
Bro, whether or not he became, whether or not he would become admin has nothing to do with you. Alright? Because later on, I believe a few months later, you showed a video of him DMing you, which I didn't know existed.
Oh yeah, no, because I couldn't report it. I was banned from the forums at the time, and he knew that, so that's why he did it.
I mean, do you think if you would publish that video that would have hurt his chances?
Who the hell would I have given it to?
Well, if you were able to post on the forum or some shit. Because,
do you think that would have affected his chances of becoming an admin, is what you're asking?
Sure.
I don't know, because I did in fact ram his car a couple times on purpose, but I didn't fucking destroy it. I just kind of bumped into him. It wasn't a 900 miles an hour accident, but he just took that as a reason as, oh, okay, let me just fuck you up now. So probably not.
So that was the same video?
Yeah, that was the same video.
I mean, I guess he took that as provocation.
Yeah, so I don't think, I mean, no, I bumped into him, but it wasn't anything serious. He fucking blew that out of proportion, but it was mainly because he really just didn't like me, and he just wanted a fucking reason to kill me. Anything he could find, he's gonna do it. Since then, I've tried to be cool with him. I don't really know if he is cool with me or not. He's an okay guy. He doesn't really want me talking about him anymore, but
understandable.
No, he just naturally thinks that anytime I'm talking about him, it's something bad. I don't know if there's a language barrier where he doesn't fully understand what I'm saying, but I'm not always saying something bad about him when I'm saying something about him. It's just talking about him doesn't automatically mean I'm saying something bad, but I don't know. Sometimes he thinks that. But either way, yeah, main point. Yeah, I kind of feel I knew they were going to postpone his promotion until a while, because I had said that, because they're okay, at the moment, if we do make him an admin, it's going to make Greens look right, and it's going to make us look bad. Now, I'm not saying, oh, I control the world. No. I'm just saying, logically, that would have been what would have happened. It would have made you guys look bad, and it would have made me look right at a time where you really couldn't afford that. You couldn't afford to make me look right, and you couldn't afford to make you guys look bad. So you're look, we can't make him an admin now, but we'll wait a little bit and then we'll make him an admin. Because we all know he's going to become an admin. It's just everybody's wondering why he didn't become an admin in the moment, and I'm saying that's probably why.
I mean, listen, I'm just going to say again that if you... listen, I can't speak for the rest of the admins, right? And I would think that they align with this as well. But when it comes to a decision that serious, I don't think it would matter whether or not you would look right or wrong about anything. So when you read into it that way, that just, I mean, it seems a bit five-head to me. It feels narcissistic to me, because no individual person like you would be part of the process to decide whether or not somebody will get admin. So, I mean, that's what it is.
Well, I'm going to disagree with that. I think, I think they just really didn't want to make me right because of how much they hated me, and they're sorry, Carleon, you're going to have to wait a little bit. Because I've talked to Carleon since then. I told him, they are going to make you an admin. They're just going to wait a while to do it. Don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you do.
Okay, but you're implying that that's intentional.
What?
The making him wait to get admin.
Yeah.
as if it's not, oh, he didn't make the cut this time, but next time if he keeps on grinding, doing his shit, then he should get it.
We know it's
Like
going to happen.
you're making it very intentional and rigged that he was purposely barred from getting it. And I'm telling you that that's not what happened, or that's not what it was.
And I'm telling you, I don't believe you because you're a lying sack of shit, and I don't believe most of
this. Okay. I'm a lying sack of snit.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that anybody who says they tell the truth 100% of the time is kind of, I don't really trust those type of people.
I have never told a lie in my life, so.
Are you?
I'm doing it as a jump joke. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, bro. Because, yeah. See, I'm not telling you that I'm an 100% truther, but I'm not a liar either. So, that's what it'd be.
I mean, the Karen Boy episode, whatever.
I lied there?
The whole fucking Karen Boy segment, you're like, yeah, because I debunked it. I made an episode debunking everything. Well, pretty much everything.
Okay, well,
I wanted to do more. Like,
I don't remember what you debunked.
Pretty much most of what you said, and I wanted to do more, but Abdel,
All right, that makes sense. Okay. One thing that I wanted to nitpick on, I suppose this is one of the take it out of context things. I don't know if it was the same show, but I think it was somewhere where you had implied that all admins are mature or some shit, and I had said that I do not claim to be mature, and then you said, by me saying that, I said I am immature. And that's not what I said.
Okay.
Like,
so there's somewhere between mature and immature, and
just because, and I meant it in more of a real life situation, not really in this context, but I am saying that just because I said that I do not claim to be mature, that does not mean that I am immature. I don't claim to be a lot of things, because if you claim that you are things, then
you did it again.
When push comes to shove and there's something to go against that, then you can't make a claim anymore. So I don't claim to be anything. That's the thing. So again,
I wouldn't claim you to be anything either, buddy. Let me tell you that right now.
Okay, well that's not what I meant, but
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't claim to be this, that, or this. That's basically what it is. And by that, I meant that anyone listening can make can figure out whether or not I'm mature or not based on how I speak or whatever the fuck it is, or how I act. But I did not say that I am immature, as if that really matters at this point.
Well, yeah, because you already proved you are immature, so
by your estimation, sure.
And I'm always right.
You're always this narcissism again, man. You're always right.
No, I'm right most of the time, but yeah, obviously I'm not always right. Well, like I said, dude, I want people who are gonna tell me if I'm wrong or say I'm doing something wrong. So
Okay, man, that's what it is. You had qualms, I remember, about your actual ban reason. Now, I intentionally didn't try to find it because I know you have it. So
yeah. I'll find it. Hold on, let me try to find it. I'll send it to you so you can put it on screen too. I know. Oh shit, I got it somewhere, but it's gonna take me a while to find it.
Yeah, I think you had qualms about the direct and indirect thing.
Yeah. I find this hilarious. Like, honestly, like, I remember when I was talking about that in my ban evading video, I was trying to, when I was recording the script, I could not stop laughing at that point. Like, also, it was a 10,000 day ban. Like, Jesus, guys, oh my god. But yeah, no, directly and indirectly.
Pretty arbitrary number,
like, how do you directly and indirectly do anything? Because off the top of my mind, I think it was the reason was clear intent and action to directly and indirectly damage the server's reputation, something on multiple platforms on a prolonged period of time. It was something very similar to that. Like I probably got a few words wrong, but
Okay, do you believe he did?
no, I don't. I
Well,
believe
obviously not,
I believe I documented how people were acting and then showed it, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's really fucked up of you to do that."
yeah.
Well, now we're gonna ban you because you can't. We don't want anybody knowing how fucked up we are, so we gotta ban you, obviously.
I'm not too sure that was in mind specifically, but yeah. But when it comes to direct and indirect, I mean, I suppose that they are both opposites, but they both point at the same thing. Like, direct is more overt, indirect is more covert, I guess. But usually, overt covers covert, which means I suppose indirect didn't need to be in there, but they both point to the same thing. If I could clarify
Honestly,
that a
like
little bit, I
because
guess.
let's face it, they couldn't figure out how to actually say how they're gonna ban me without saying we're banning you for making the video. Because we all know it was because of the video. There's no one who's ever going to deny that. We know it's because of the video. But they didn't want to say that for some reason, so they really tried hard to like make this professional lawyer fucking legal sounding document saying directly and indirectly. I'm like, oh my god, dude, you guys tried too hard. Directly and indirectly doesn't make any sense. Like it really
I
doesn't.
kind of disagree, but
It
you know,
doesn't, dude. Come on.
I don't. It's odd for them to be used in the same sentence, but I can figure out the dichotomy between both. But you know, it's completely fine. Again, whoever sees the band reason have their own opinion on that, so that's what it be. I'm sure you want to talk about the ThunderDog thing, huh?
If you want, I mean, what else can be said?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think that was the final impetus for me to be like, because again, I don't know why it was announced in the Discord. Like, the announcement section is usually for shit coming up for the server, right? So when I saw ThunderDog Karen Boy, why are we putting Karen Boy on the announcement section?
Yeah, that confused me too. Like,
Doesn't make any damn sense. So yeah,
like
at that point I was like, hey, we should fucking talk. I mean, if we're gonna put your name on the fucking announcement shit, then why not give you more attention? Shit.
well, it wasn't me to begin with, but that's okay. So I try to ignore Discord until like 11 to 12 o'clock during the day, in the morning, not at night, because I really just like have a fucking headache sometimes with Discord. A lot of times, like just dealing with the ESE or dealing with shit that people are talking to me about. I just don't want to deal with it. So I don't want to have a shitty morning. I ignore shit in the morning. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not going to pay attention to any of this. I had people messaging me. This was before ThunderDog was banned. People were like, "Are you ThunderDog?" I was like, because I looked at my phone in the morning and those were like the notifications. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm ignoring this shit. Fuck it. And then later I was like, what the hell? I read it at like around lunchtime and I wasn't at my house yet, but I read it and I was like, what the hell are these people talking about? And I got home and like looked at the conversation. I was like, are you kidding me? They accused some dude of being me and now automatically it's me. Like, oh, fucking A. But anyway, he got banned and then they were still claiming it was me. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can get in contact with this guy. Like, just fucking clear his name, clear my name. Let's just get this shit over with. And then I did. And there's still some. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, it makes me wonder how the community is so fucking stupid. There are still some people saying, no, it was you. We know it was you. Like, and that's the problem. Is like, when the admins say something, it becomes reality to some people. Like, they're not gonna not believe. I had literally somebody, like, I was trying to debunk them, and they said, no, it was you. And I was like, how? And they said, because it was the complete opposite of you, which means it was you. And I was like, you understand how fucking stupid that sounds? Like, I didn't say that to them, but that's what I was thinking. And they told me, like, oh, well, yeah, the only way you could prove it wasn't you is if you told me your identity. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna do that. So whatever, think what you want. I don't give a shit. Fucking do what you want.
I mean, the only similarity between both of you is that you know, the two of you kind of complain a lot, but
And we live in America. That's
I
I may well may would that even I don't know. That probably
That probably wasn't a actual like criterion, but yeah, I think the big one was just the complaint part. I mean, obviously, what happened to him was unfortunate, yeah, and him getting banned was not the right reaction. And I can't sit up here and say that, or I could sit up here and say that his attempted instigating of the LSM and 123 Ganags got him in the problem, but that still doesn't, whatever the word is, cover for him getting banned wrongfully. So, yeah, that was a mistake. And, yeah, that's what it be.
Yeah, and I don't know why the hell I got dragged into it, but fuck it.
Well, like I said, it's because YouTube complain a lot. It's basically what it is.
I'm not 100% convinced that they thought it was me because, like you said, here's another thing. Like, sometimes the admins claim they have evidence of something, and they don't show the evidence. So I don't know. I don't know if you remember this. But there was an episode of Family Guy where this one guy, I think his name's Sam Neill, was voicing the character, and like he said like, I can levitate, and they're like, oh really? Can you show us? He said no, and they're like, I'm pretty sure that's something you kind of got to prove if you're gonna claim it. And that's where I was like, they're like, ThunderDog is greens. Oh, we have evidence. Okay, can you show us? No. So yeah, that's kind of something you kind of got to prove when you claim it, guys. That's where I don't believe they thought he was me. I think they needed a reason. They're like, we need a reason. 123 is calling him greens. Let's just go with that. And there's our reason.
You actually think that's how it went?
I think there's a good possibility of that, yeah.
I mean, again, with this rigging thing, that's the thing.
The what?
That'll be rigged.
What do you mean rigged?
As in, like rigging games. Like that's not the when two teams play against each other and one team is set to.
How is it? What do you mean? That's like how
it was manufactured for him to get banned.
Yeah, no, because where was the evidence? It didn't exist. You guys are saying, "Oh, we got the evidence." Well, can we see it?
So,
nah.
So do you think that every punishment that a person gets on the server, an admin needs to provide proof before they punish somebody?
Yeah. Especially when it's going to be something like that. You need to fucking show the evidence. Otherwise, it looks like you're just banning people for fun or whatever fucking reason you want to.
Well, even though the ban was a mistake, it was not him getting banned for whatever the fuck reason.
They still didn't correct the announcements channel. I can look at it right now. It still says he was me.
Well, it shouldn't be there, but I suppose it's just like with the donkeys, you put them up, you don't delete them in reaction, I suppose. But yeah, it shouldn't be there, but still, the entire situation was a mess. And that's definitely true.
Welcome to the next generation.
In your estimation. That rhymed, that was great.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see. I don't got anything else. Let's see. I suppose I've got a question here. What do you hope to accomplish with all of these outside looking in criticisms, despite the fact you got your ass banned? What is your end game? What is the accomplishment? What are you trying to accomplish? Yes.
I am. Am I not in?
No.
I'm not.
No.
Do you know that?
Listen, when it comes to the situation of you ban evading, first of all, I don't give a snit and I don't lose sleep over it. That's number one. But number two, as yourself, you're not in. So, whatever weird flybys you're doing or maybe doing, might not be doing to get in the server, not in the server, I don't give a snit. But what do you hope to accomplish? That's besides the point. What do you hope to accomplish with all
overall, just Jesus Christ, because the community it's a fucking wreck, dude. Like, nobody really seems like they're wanting to get too involved in the community, and the people who seem the most active in the community, well, some of them, not all of them, they just seem to be nothing but trolls, toxic people who are just looking to cause problems. Let's make those people veterans, by the way. But I'm just hoping, maybe the community can improve, because that's what I was promised. We're going into next generation. We're going to improve. And you did improve a little, but there's still a long way to go to be to the point where I would feel, and I feel like most people would feel, like it's a community worth being in, because it seems like you guys aren't, you might be growing a player base a little bit, but you're not really growing a community. You're not getting new members very often. And some of the people you do get, you just kick them the fuck out. Like, we were talking about this, me and Movie Maker were talking about this. We were saying how, like, the 5M members aren't joining the community. They're staying on the server, but they're not actually joining the next generation community. And why is that? Well, probably because they kind of know what they're in for when they get involved in it. Because, like, you can't miss my video. Know? Like, because you can't miss my fucking video. You go look up any next generation video, mine is going to be there. And with a thumbnail like that, you're going to wonder why it says that.
And you think just because your video is up there that they are joining the server after watching your video? Because
that they're what?
Because here's the thing, like, after you had made that the most toxic community video, right? There was a little bit of time where the views had skyrocketed at that time, right? But as far as I know, in the months since, it has increased slowly, steadily, but is basically stagnated compared to that time. So you're telling me that every new player, or most new players, that would join the server had previously seen your video?
No. Why would they? Like, if they don't know anything about the server, why would they do that? But what I'm saying is that somebody from 5M, they join Next Generation, and eventually they're going to want to see some information about it. Not all of them, but, eventually I think somebody's going to want to look up a video about it. Like, how much information do we have on the server? Yeah, you're not going to miss my video. And I think that is what's keeping a lot of the 5M community out of... They're not active. If they are in the Discord, they're not even active. Like, why do they not want to be involved in the community? Like, if you look at the Discord...
They don't want to.
Every single one of them doesn't want to?
I mean, probably not.
Okay, yeah, that seems logical. But, okay, you think that. But I feel like they're probably a bit worried about, or not happy about, what the community is. Like, they're like, okay, this is kind of fucked.
I don't think it's going that far. I'm not too sure that they're that mentally invested in the server that they just joined. As in whether or not to, be scared about what's going on in, what is it, the Discord or some shit? Like, I would think the first thing they're trying to do, first and foremost, is play the game. And whether or not they want to join the Discord, or whether or not they hear about the Discord, is secondary.
I don't know. Because they do join the, like, I don't know, it confuses me. Why are there people on the server that play for a little bit and they just quit? Maybe it's not their type of server.
I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, that is normal. But why are there so many people not getting involved in the community? Because I remember with Crazy Bob's, when the Discord was made, people were involved in the community, new people were joining the Discord and becoming involved in the community and all that. But that's not happening with Next Generation. And I know it's a little over a year old and everything, but I feel like more of the 5M community should have been involved in the NG community at this point, and they're not doing it. And I don't know why.
What, are you saying that they should go in game and be like, join the Discord?
No, I'm saying like they should be part of the, well, if they play the game a little bit, they should I guess get involved in the Discord, start talking to people there, like the way Crazy Bob's was. That's what people would do.
I mean, back in the IRC days when, 10 years ago or some shit, when the servers were very popular, not everybody was joining IRC. There are a lot of people.
Yeah, true. I know I didn't.
Not everybody.
But I actually didn't even
there you
know
go.
about it either. That was another thing. I didn't even know about it.
A lot didn't know about it, and some didn't join it. So I don't think there's a specific direct reason. They just either don't know or don't want to. It's not based on any problem.
Well, the thing is, it's not that the NG Discord isn't being advertised well, because that with the IRC and Bob's, I don't think it was being advertised well because I didn't know about it. I don't think that's a problem with the NG Discord, considering you guys are getting people in there that are in the wrong server. So obviously, the advertising isn't a problem. People just don't want to be involved in the community, and let's compare it to Casinos. People get into his server, and then they later on get involved in the community. Not everybody, but it does happen quite often. But why is that not happening with Next Generation?
I mean, first of all, his retention rate's a lot higher because he's on the official tab. Right? He gets that server gets exposed to more players, and because of that, they'll have a higher rate of retention.
Yeah, but still, we should see
he doesn't need to advertise is the thing.
True, but what I'm saying is that we should be seeing still a small portion of that happening in Next Generation. We're not seeing it at all. I mean, we saw it with Anka and ThunderDog. Do you know anybody else from the 5M community that got involved in the Next Generation community? Like, actively involved? Was there literally anybody else besides those two?
I mean, there's Civilian, I think.
Was he? Really? No shit, he's a 5M guy?
I think so. Not 100% sure. But
I didn't know that either. That's weird. Flutterby.
I mean, there are a few, yeah. Just a few. But
Flutterby was brought in by Suguri. I guess that's how you say his name. Yeah, she was brought in by Suguri, who played Crazy Bobs. So I don't know if you could consider that to be a thing. I don't know. And
guess not.
I guess she's active. Is she? I'd consider her to be active in the community. But yeah, so she never played Crazy Bobs, according to her. But her friend brought her in because her friend knew about Bob's. So I don't know. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? There are almost no 5M members getting involved in the Next Generation community. And that's a problem. How the fuck are you guys going to fix that?
Well, I mean, finding an organic way to be able to get that player influx is pretty difficult. So that has a higher chance of happening. And that's been a question mark that the answer has been very difficult to find, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because 5M is mostly RP, and this isn't RP, and the other senior server does not need to advertise because they're in the front eyes. Like, once you search for 5M servers, they're right there. So, yeah. The only people that would be joining the server are not RP people, and they would search CNR on the search bar, right? That's probably the only way at this point. I mean, there have been some videos made in the past, but at some point, the rate of them being watched would be lower. So, yeah, it is difficult. And yeah, that'll be. That's how it be, but...
Well, we gotta figure some shit out. I don't know what to do. That was one thing that also annoyed me. Because when I joined the community, I wanted it to be a good community. And I literally was willing, 100%, to be a person who would make tutorial videos. I would do anything I could to help promote the server, help people out who joined and played. I wanted to do all that shit. But I also said, if you guys are just going to act like a bunch of toxic dicks, then obviously that's how I'm going to portray you guys in my video. And, well,
no, I kind of showed... I guess that's what happened, huh?
Well, I mean, I kind of showed both sides of things. Because I did the gameplay guide, which was one of my favorite videos that I've ever made, because it was just being able to play the game, make a tutorial, a pretty good one, I would say so myself, and just have fun with that. And it wasn't a video about anything negative. What is a video about me being an asshole. It wasn't a video about all the bad shit. It was just having fun with gameplay, and that's really what I wanted my channel to be at the time. And I wasn't given that chance to do that, and I wanted to. I wanted to help you guys out from day one, and you guys just wanted to be toxic dickbags, and now we're here.
Toxic dickbags. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, you did make the positive and the negative. Of course, I would think that the negative one would be more attractive to the normal person. That's media these days, so I don't think it would be surprising that that one got more eyes or resonance, right?
Well, I also
So
sent it in a few different Discord servers, and it got, spread around the place.
Sure it did. Suppose that could be a reason. Well, obviously it is a reason why you had your issues, so that's how it be, I guess. That's how it is. But I suppose when it came to the player base, which I suppose is not really your point about the retention rates and the 5M players sticking around to be part of the community, but you did make it seem like it is all the problems that you believe we have is one of the reasons why the server does not have a bolstered, consistent player base out throughout the day.
Yeah, I do believe that.
And I don't believe that, at least not mostly in part.
I believe that because, it's just, you guys don't have respect for anybody or anything. So, if you're going to do that, nobody's going to have respect for you. That's where I'm kind of seeing the problems here. And also, let's face it, you guys play favorites. So, if a 5M guy who has no connection to the community is having a problem, and you guys are probably going to favor the people you've known for a decade over the 5M guy, which is kind of that's what I took away from the ThunderDog issue. Like, I think you guys were kind of favoring your friends over one guy who was from 5M. Who you guys didn't know the guy, I guess, so you're like, fuck that guy.
I mean, okay, but the way in which he was trying to inquire was not a good way. Like, just yelling out in Discord or shit like that was not a good way for him to go about help.
Well, he did make a forum report, from what he told me.
I think he did that after, did he?
I
had told him, because I'm pretty sure part of the conversation was, I think I had told him to gather shit and put it on the forearm, and that would be a bit more better, because whenever people start spilling problems in the Discord's very, it's not a very organized place to deal with issues, especially in general chat. So he should have gone to somebody about it instead of splurging it.
Well, he said he went to you.
Well, he went to me after. That's the thing. That's what he should have done at the beginning. Although he was told to do that, and then he was called Karen.
Your mic cut out.
I said, yeah, he was told to do that on the Discord, then before that, he was called Karen. So, yeah, then he left the Discord, so.
Why are you still calling him Karen? I'm right fucking here. You can say my name already.
I mean, listen, when it comes to the Greens Karen thing, like, one of the things about it is that I figured that the way that you were acting, your actual name didn't align with how you were acting. So I'm like, shit, man. We gotta come out with the Karen. So, that's why.
Alright, well, if that's the case, then your show is the propaganda show with Hen Drunk and Rashid Head. There.
Alright, that's fine.
Anybody can come up with that shit.
Yeah. True. See? So the V, we all have mouths and we can say what we can, but in the end, sometimes our actions result in unfavorable things. You know what I mean?
I know something else you can do with your mouth, buddy.
Well, that's kind of weird. If I can imply what you're trying to say. Yeah, I
I don't
think
know
that's.
how eating is weird. I don't know how eating is weird, but
Well,
you know.
that's well. Okay. All right. Yes, eating. That's what you meant.
Well, what were you thinking? Oh, you sick fuck! Wow, you've got a dirty mind, don't you?
100%, 100%. Like I said, I don't claim to be clean. You know what I mean? The thing about it is that you can't go into everything thinking that everybody has this outward perception of trying to be clean and all this shit. I'm not trying to project that. You know what I mean? I'm just me. Right? I ain't trying to project shit. So that's why I admitted that a lot of the stuff in New Donkey came from bad things, but I deemed it worth it to be like, yo, like I said, well, like we said before, man drank in the past, talking shit about guy drinking. I mean, that's basically what happened. So, what is? Do you have anything else? Because I think I don't have anything else.
Well, let's talk about Hendrik and doxing Movie Maker.
This is great.
Yeah. So what do you know about it?
Something about him posting. Oh, he had said it on the show, right? The LSM show. Something about him posting his car, and his license plate was there, and Hendrik, I suppose, looked it up. And what did he post? I don't know what he posted.
According to what Movie Maker said, he posted information that could essentially somebody could figure out where Movie Maker works, and from that information they could figure out his address and his name. And Hendrik lives in the same country as him, so having somebody who lives in the same country as you do that, that would worry me, because with Hendrik, if he's willing to do that and how fucking unknown how messed up this guy could be, what if he gets pissed off at Movie Maker one day and says, I want to go vandalize this dude's house or something,
Are you kidding?
No, the guy's fucking fucked up enough to dox him to begin with, and now he's like, yeah, I think he might actually do it. If you're gonna do that, you got to think about what he did. He went out of his way to go to the picture, find the license plate, look up the information, and then post it. And then all the admins see him do this shit, and they're like, yeah, man, that's NG admin material.
So
right
you think what he did, he was intending to be malicious?
Why else would he do it?
Well, I think I had seen a rebuttal from him, but I would like him to say it himself. But that he did not think far enough ahead, because I believe he had said, and I guess we'll say it again tomorrow. What did he say, actually? Well, he did it in an indirect way, right? Like he, I suppose, put the bait out there to show him that he probably shouldn't show these things on public Discord. Now, if he had said that, that would have been better.
Your mic cut out again.
If he had told him explicitly, like, bro, you should not be putting your car or license plates on a public Discord, then that would have been a lot better. Instead, he posted on the Discord. Then, you can see why that's a bad thing. I don't think he did it in a malicious way, but he should have been more direct with it. At least that's what I think right now.
I don't think he liked Movie Maker for a while, so I think what the fuck kind of strategy is that? Hey, let me dox you, so you know not to do that again. So
you think he went into it thinking, I'ma dox this man right now?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, dude. Hendrik's fucking. Oh man, he's unpredictable, dude. The guy's a goddamn wild card. He's a fucking lunatic, dude. You don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna do. You post a picture of your car, And next thing you know, this dude's leaking your personal information in a public Discord. Like, holy shit, dude. And then if he lives in the same country as you, I'd be fucking scared.
I mean, I'm sure Floridians do it all the time, but
I mean, I own a gun, so there's not much I'm scared of. So.
yeah. But I would not believe that he believed that he was going to go into it maliciously, trying to quote unquote dox the dude. I don't believe that.
No.
Now,
I disagree.
The fact that he did it, he went about it the wrong way. He went about it the wrong way. You know what I mean? But he was trying to teach him a lesson indirectly, which obviously is not going to work. But he should have been more direct with him and say, yo, you shouldn't put your license plate, or whatever the fuck it is, on a public Discord. He shouldn't have posted some other link, or whatever the fuck it is, for someone else to, on their own devices, search up his shit, which I'm not even sure anyone did, but I suppose it's not the point. But the crux of it is that if you... Again, I'm not defending the way that he reacted to it, but if you're going to tell me that he was being malicious in him doing that, then I'd have to disagree.
I think he was enjoying it when he did it. I'm pretty sure he was happy about what he did. Like, when you doxed me and you had that shit-eating grin on your face, you enjoyed what you did. You were happy about it.
Okay, well, I didn't dox you, number one, but... Again,
oh, yeah. By definition, you did.
Alright, man. That's fine. Like I said, no one knows where you live, no one knows your name, no one knows shit about you. Besides that, you're an alcohol problem. That's what it'd be. That's what it'd be. And again, I did it so that the hypocrisy of you talking shit about Hendrik and his alcohol, whatever the fuck it is, and Lex, at the time especially, could be devalued. But in Hendrik's case, like I said,
I think it was more you kind of just wanted to. You kind of just were trying to make everybody think I was a bad guy, or
like I said, I could have given you Donkey today many times over the past 18 months, or probably more. But I chose to this time because there was actually a point to attack.
Yeah, and that was kind of like...
I mean, a lot of them could be attacked, but this one was crazy.
No, that was kind of like, because the Donkey of the Day, I always saw it as like, it's a roast, but you know, there's fun to it. So when I remember I woke up at like 6 in the morning and somebody, because you didn't release a video for a long ass time, and my phone notification, I'd see that somebody said like, oh, have you seen Rashon's new video or something? I was like, oh shit, he fucking came out with one. All right, cool. And then I noticed it was a Donkey of the Day with me. I was like, and I legit like wanted the donkey for a while. And I didn't want to tell you that, because if I tell you that, you're not gonna do it. But I was like, oh, dude, awesome. You know, I got the donkey. And then I didn't have time to listen to it because it was like 6 in the fucking morning. So then later I listened to it when I got home, and I was like, bro, this is fucked up, dude. Like, this isn't what I expected at all. Like, I was expecting a good, fun little roast. No, this took a real dark fucking turn, dude. Like, holy shit, dude. This guy is really going to levels he should never have taken that shit to. Like, I was having a fucking shitty time in my life. I had family members that were hospitalized. I had a close family member that had cancer, and the stress was fucking getting to me. And again, if you want to put it on screen again, the actual official reasons was the alcohol abuse, anxiety, chest wall pain, and whatever the fuck that word is, I can't pronounce at the end of it because I'm not even gonna try. But like, you know, I didn't go in because of the alcohol. It's that I went in there and because of my chest wall pain, which was, I guess, being caused by anxiety. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it was like I legit thought I was gonna have heart failure, and they then figured out I had been drinking a lot because of all the shit that has been going on in my life, and it was stressing me the fuck out. And like, I honestly, like, I'm a pretty tough guy. Like, there's very few people that I've met where I would consider them to be just as tough or tougher as me. But that gets to you, man. Like, when your family is having medical issues, like, and I gotta stay tough, you know? And it's like, I gotta make sure it doesn't get to me. So the only thing I could do was like, all right, let me just drink more and smoke more weed and just kind of keep moving in life. And yeah, it ended up putting me in the hospital, but it wasn't actually the alcohol that did it. It's just that when I got there, they were like, "Okay, how much are you drinking?" I was like, "A lot." They're like, "Well, stop doing that. Okay, just cut back." And I was like, "All right, I'll cut back." But
All right. Well, now we know.
it wasn't. But still, dude, you don't put that information out there, dude. Like a fucked up time in my life, and you just put it out there, and you're smiling about it, like.
Okay,
And then,
but
like, you're gonna. And then, what else did you say? You're like, recently, you're like, oh, I'm glad Ninja Tuna demoted this guy because he's clearly crazy.
mhm.
No, you're clearly fucking crazy. You're a fucking
Okay.
sociopath. You are by definition a fucking sociopath at this point, dude. Like,
Okay.
you're a little socially awkward. You already
Right.
admit to that earlier.
I did
And
not say that though.
okay, so let's
Like
move past
you,
that.
you keep making up statements that are correlative or like halfway
You said
correlative
that
and say
earlier.
I said it. I did not say I was socially awkward. That is not. Those are not the words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's just like with the mature thing. Like you make anything you can correlate, like you just declare, and it's not
but
the same thing.
no, but
But
like,
I
you
did.
are.
Huh?
But you are though.
Oh,
You're a little off. And on top of that, you're doing shit that hurts other people and you have no consciousness about it. Like you have no conscience about it. You know, you just don't give a shit, dude. You're a fucking sociopath.
okay. Well,
I'm
going
not kidding.
into
You really are.
listen. Going into it, I did not remember anything about your 20s, wherever the fuck it is. All right. The whole crux of the donkey was your hypocrisy when it came to talking shit about Hendrik and Lex's drinking habits when you had them as well. I did not have anything in mind when it came to whatever the fuck happened in your 20s, right? So, when it comes to that, and as I'm reminded about it, I'm like, ah, shit. But, either way, I still wanted to get in there and be like, who are you to talk shit about their alcohol usage? Because I said as well that if we were talking about somebody, like if somebody else criticized their alcohol drinking, especially if they're not known or were not known to have those issues, then I wouldn't have had an issue because it wouldn't have been hypocritical. Right? Now, about the socially thing, right? I did say earlier that obviously.
I think I said you don't socialize very well. And you're like, yeah, I don't.
Uh, I mean, there are degrees, you know. So, sure, I'm sure I articulate myself pretty well, but you know, there are layers to that shit anyway. So, but yeah, you can just keep on going with the oh, he said this, that means it means that. I'm gonna say this, basically the correlation shit that you do. But yeah, that's what it be.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, with Hendrik, I do not think it was malicious. If I have the Punkery show tomorrow, I'm not too sure if we'll be here tomorrow, but if we have the show, I'll allow him, since it'll be the Hendrik Rose show, I'll allow him to talk about that, because I do want to hear his said reaction to it.
Oh, of him doxing Movie Maker?
Okay.
Is that no? I was actually asking. Is that what you're gonna ask him about?
I
Hello?
mean, these. Yeah, sure, yeah. Again, these declarative words, man.
Docs,
I mean,
whatever. Like whatever. Fuck it. Use whatever words you want. You understand what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna talk to him about the Movie Maker incident?
maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you mean maybe? Come on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Oh Jesus, this guy.
We'll see
All
how it
right.
goes.
Yeah. Sure we will.
Anyway, I think we're finished here.
Oh, I got
Alright.
one more thing. I got a couple more
Oh,
things.
okay,
but
go ahead.
Anyway, so I recently contacted somebody and I wanted to see what they had to say. So, you've been talking some shit about Kesh, haven't you?
I mean, that's subjective, I suppose, but what have I said about her?
You were saying that she was parading around with us in ESC.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
was she?
I mean, there were some things that I saw, yeah.
Like what?
Well, so
Yeah, go ahead, go on.
she, first of all, she was on the last two shows, right? The last two shows that she did, she was in the Abdel Discord, right? Um, and one of those shows was where she went a bit haywire. So my implication was that her being in that Discord might have set off something or exacerbated something because she already had issue with something before. And one y'all invited her, I suppose. And then after she had her last show, right? I saw something about they don't like, quote, they don't like when people leave the community or some snits. And also, this is all around the place right now. But I do remember one of the last conversations we had was she told me that some people were making fun of her age, right? And I asked who. Now, she said people, and for whatever reason, I accepted this answer. But later on, January, February, I believe, I talked to Juliana, and she says something very similar, like, "How are you this age and acting like that?"
Who
I
said
suppose
that?
that was Juliana. I
Oh
suppose
man.
that was the full quote, but in my estimation, I believe she might have omitted half of that sentence. And she didn't tell me who said it, because if she told me that it was Juliana, and I don't know if she intentionally omitted the name or not, but if she did, I would have been like, Juliana, how are you talking to Juliana? And then I probably would have probed a bit more and figured out, possibly, who knows, that she was in the Discord.
Well, I talked to Kesh, and
Hmm.
well, first off, she's not too happy about you talking about her still.
Hmm.
She left the community. She doesn't want anybody fucking bothering her or talking about her behind her back. She's not too happy
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
And you're the one who brought it up to her.
Yeah, I want to know what she had to say. I want to know, like, hey, what do you think about Rashon still talking shit about you? You left and he's talking shit about you behind your back. And she's like,
Okay, but
what?
what shit did I speak?
I specifically had mentioned where you were saying that she was parading around in the ESC Discord, and
Okay.
she said
Oh, because she was
she
in the
didn't.
Discord, right?
Yeah, doesn't mean you're parading. I mean, fuck, we got goddamn NG admins in there. What are they parading
Well,
with us?
that was December though. Like this is a point where I'm sure that Discord was a bit more covert,
It was never covert as far as I know. I don't know who the hell
or
was in it at the time.
small, or some shit.
Yeah, it was
But,
smaller, I guess. Yeah.
mhm.
Um. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
she said that she didn't actually want to join the ESC Discord for a while because she was worried that people are going to draw the wrong conclusions, and she just did it. And I said, like in the comment, I said she did it to be nice to me, and that's really why she did it. She was just trying to be nice to me. She joined, she talked to a few people. I don't remember specifically her saying anything about NG that she wouldn't have normally said in the NG Discord or on the Punkery show. She's not the type of person that would have shit talked somebody behind their back. She's upfront about everything.
okay.
And yeah, maybe you should probably just keep her name out your fucking mouth.
Well, first of all, you say that the word parading is talking shit. I don't think it is.
You're
That's just
making
me
it seem
saying.
like she
That's just
was
me saying that she was in
heavily
the Discord.
encouraged. Like you're making it seem like she was heavily involved in everything we were doing by saying, "Oh, she was parading around with them." No, she joined to be nice to me, and she didn't even like it that much, and then she left.
Okay. But you're making it seem like it's completely malicious.
I think most of the things you do are at this point, but
Mm.
yeah,
I was just retelling what happened. a baseline level. Because had I known, then things would have been a little different. Because, again, when she did the show, right, if she kind of went off, I would trust that she would get it together. But if I had known this, then I would have gone about it a bit different. So, yeah.
All right.
I talk about a lot of people, past and present. So she's not special or anything more special than anybody else. So that's what it'd be.
All right. Well, another thing. So in the Punkery show, the Karen Boy, whatever, Context is Dead, January 15th show. At 30 minutes and 11 seconds in, you talked about how you removed the final question from the show I did asking questions about you know what I'm talking about. When I sent all those questions in the CNR radio Discord, and you took out the last question, and you said originally it was because it went on for too long, but in the Karen Boy show at 30 minutes 11 seconds in, you changed your story. You said it was then because you thought you were getting baited, and so you took the question out. But previously, you had kept claiming, oh, it was because I had to cut down time on the segment.
Okay, well, both can be right at the same time. Well, first of all, your question segment did go on too long, and I did not want most of the show to be about that.
Okay, but the Karen Boy show was mostly about me.
Okay, well, that was what year? I mean, that was whatever year it was, but I did not want the announcement of the NG server to be mostly comprised of your questions. And yes, as I was answering the questions, I realized that these were baity inflammatory questions because if I answered and you said that I answered the questions badly, which as time went on was by design, because if I answered every question explicitly, then I would be held to those words later on. Because number one, at that time, the server was not up. It was in the very late stages of being a concept. I don't fucking know what's going to be on the server. So why would I declare all of these things that I do not know is going to be, and then somebody else like you come up later and say I said this and this is not what it turned out to be. So that's one of the reasons why I stopped answering the questions well, and I did not want most of that show, which was the first show of the NG announcement, to be that. So I wanted it to be an announcement show and not have all this other shit.
I don't know. There was other admins that I asked questions to about Next Generation, and they answered those questions for me.
Yeah, like Navarro, yeah?
Yep, you knew exactly where I was going with that. A lying sack of shit.
I mean, that makes fucking sense. He's the head dude.
Yeah, I asked the head dude those. Well, I don't think he was at the time. I think it was probably still Lex. I mean, he's taken over at this point, and my fucking God, is he fucking shit up. Like, Jesus, Navarro, get your shit together.
I mean, he does a lot of things positive behind the scenes that you don't know. It's only things you see outwardly that you can talk shit about, yeah?
No, it's because he does things. He does, like, the coding or, I don't know, coding, programming, whatever the fuck it is. It's because he does those things, so he thinks, like, okay, I'm doing all this, so I'm allowed to do whatever the fuck I want. I run this bitch.
Okay, that's definitely not how he thinks.
Okay, yeah.
That is
Who's the one that,
not how he thinks.
Who's the one that banned ThunderDog said he was me?
Okay, that was a mistake.
Yeah,
not a good mistake.
He's gonna stick that. He's sticking with it. He's like, yeah, you know what? I don't give a shit. I made a mistake, and it's gonna be a permanent mistake. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Are you implying those words he said?
Yeah.
Those are words that he said? Okay.
Yeah, he literally he had a private message with me, and he said that. He had a voice chat, and no, Obviously, he didn't say that, but like that's what it is, dude. That's exactly what the fuck it is.
Yeah. That's what it is. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's the head guy. He does a lot of things behind the scenes. He gets shit from you and whoever else, but you don't see the.
Your mic cut out again.
I said you don't see the things that he does behind the scenes. You can only criticize the things that are negative and come out and all that. I mean, it's part of the job, He is the project guy. He'll take a bunch of the blame and a lot of praise. That's basically the job. So he should expect that, I suppose, right?
Oh, probably. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
he's also just flat out lies about shit too. Like, and he knows he's lying when he says it. And
Like
even
what?
if he's proven wrong, he's gonna stick fucking ThunderDog. Like, I think he
Okay,
fucking knew. But like, but besides that, when he was telling me,
Maybe he didn't know.
whatever. Like, he was telling me, like,
I mean, he wouldn't be lying then.
Okay, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. You stick to your story.
This was okay.
All right. But when he was telling me, I was doing the Q&A with him, and he was like, "Oh, here at CNR Next Generation, we aim to be better." No, you weren't. You were not aiming to be better. You weren't even trying to aim to be better at the time. Like, you clearly are just lying your ass off so you can try to look.
So he's aiming to be worse than Crazy Bob's.
Well, he wasn't aiming to be worse. He just wasn't working on aiming to be better at all. He just wasn't. He wasn't doing anything to aim to be better, is what I'm saying. And he's saying like, "Oh, we're aiming to be better," but no, you guys weren't. It was pretty fucking obvious. You were not.
Okay, but you can aim to be better, and all these distractions come in the way. That can hamper that, or bring off the perception that they're hampered. I mean, this is all your opinion, man. So it's completely fine.
Yeah, but I show evidence to back up my opinions. So.
Yeah, all right. Barlow does what he does. He's doing it. Yeah. What?
So what about the propaganda show? How do you think that's going?
It's going fine. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Do it every week or most weeks. It's gonna be fine.
Well, I have a show, you have a show. So how would you compare the two?
What?
I have a show, you have a show, talking about the same shit. How would you compare the two?
I don't. You have a show, I have a show.
I wouldn't compare them either, buddy.
You have a show, I have a show. LSM Gonna now has one. That's what it is.
I hope. Yeah, no, I want LSM to. I really do like their show. I'm hoping they're improving, but I'm kind of thinking, people are hearing you on your show. I don't think they're listening to you.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because you've been proven to lie about shit, to be wrong about shit, to make shit up, to dox people now.
This is all in your estimation.
No.
This is all in your estimation.
Because you made the Karen Boy show.
You might have.
No, but you made the Karen Boy show saying, "Oh, everything he said was taken out of context," and then I debunked it and showed that's not true at all. Actually, I put the context, and people actually went and checked the video afterwards and confirmed, like, "Holy shit, yeah, you put the context." So Rashon is literally just lying.
And Xenix is joking. But you, again, relate that to whatever the fuck he did last year. And I don't. Somebody said 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Because there's a joke. Okay, there's such thing as a joke, but what if it actually becomes true, okay? Like, nowadays people can get arrested for threatening to shoot somebody on the internet. Like, you know that, right?
Okay, it's a threat, though.
Yeah, but according to them, it's a joke.
Okay, so Xenix was threatening to abuse on Crazy Pops.
Would you not take that? Well, no, of course you wouldn't. But yeah,
it was a fucking joke, my dude. Why would I take it seriously?
It happened. That's what I'm saying. It was a joke, but it ended up happening.
So we're gonna correlate We're gonna correlate two things from 3 years apart.
If you knew he was a shitty guy, yeah.
He's not okay. He's a shitty guy to you, obviously, but he's not a shitty guy. Like,
No, I'd say he's a shitty guy.
Okay, well, to you, he's a shitty guy. I think he's I.
Yeah,
Like we don't.
because you like to see people getting fucked with. You like fucking with people. Of course you're gonna approve of him. You're like, hey, look, you're fucking with Greens for no good reason. I like that, buddy. Come here, I'll jerk you off, man. That was a good one.
See, these inferences that you make are just ridiculous.
Are
Because
they?
I have more of a neutral fucking thought of all this. I don't look at people talking shit and be like, oh, egg 'em on and shit. I don't really care. Like, let the two parties deal with it amongst themselves. I ain't egging shit on.
Yeah, you don't really help either. You just sit there and watch,
Right.
and then you make your fucking videos about it. But I mean, well, I can't complain about that. But I
Yeah.
guess back to the propaganda show. I think people are starting to realize what you're doing. You're just trying to manipulate the community into believing that NG is not as bad as it is, and even if you have to take somebody down because that person's clearly people are listening to me a lot more than they're listening to you,
Yeah.
and you're at the moment where you're just desperate. You're like, shit, I got to take this guy down. I'll do anything, even if I got to hit him below the belt.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
of
do
you
it.
like that. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
know.
of you like
Okay,
that. I
yeah,
definitely fucking don't.
yeah.
I
Actions
don't
speak louder than words.
I don't go into different situations being like, ah, shit, we're gonna take down the Karen boy today. Like, that's not. Like, once in a while, you may be a point of topic, but I don't go out of my way to speak about you over and over again.
I don't know. I say actions speak louder than
But
words.
like I said, you're not special, right? You have your issues. There are other issues on NG or issues in the fucking world or some shit. You are not special. So, like I said, I could have given you a donkey today many times over the past 18 months. Didn't do it. I have talked about you probably 4 different shows this year, possibly. I don't put you in as something, as a topic all the time. So, I don't really think about you. And you're not that important. Like, all these evaluations that you make, the expose that you're gonna do in October, like, I can't wait. That's gonna be a good meme. But, like, I don't sit here and be like, ah, shit, Karen is always on my mind. That is a meme.
No,
Got
I don't
better
think.
shit to
I
do.
don't think. No, but obviously that's not what I'm saying. I am saying, at the moment, and I do think it's jealousy. I'm doing a better job than you are with your show. I don't think people really. I mean, you got a few people that'll listen to you still, but the majority of the community are now thinking for themselves, looking at evidence, and which thankfully they're actually forming their own opinions, and they're starting to realize, hey, this Rashon guy, he's full of shit a lot of times. He's kind of a dick too. So they hear you when you
I
talk,
was kind of a
but
deek,
they
so.
don't listen. Either
Listen,
way,
I don't deny that I'm kind of a deek. That's developed pretty well as of late. But yeah, I mean, listen, you're just trying to speak for the normal person. And first of all, you've done the show or your show for like, since the
I
beginning
started
of
in
the year,
December.
since the beginning
Yeah,
of the year or some shit, right?
I started
And
one in December. So yeah.
I would say that your show's a bit more inflammatory than mine, at least for the most part. And I'm sure that people know, because the Punk Show's been around since 2017. People kind of know what's going on with me, but they just want to know the next thing you're going to say. I would say the next ridiculous thing you're going to say, but I don't want to add an adjective to it. But the next thing you're going to say, I think that is the ace in the hole that you may have. But either way, like,
I think your mic.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care how many people listen during the current moments. I don't care how much listen on YouTube, and I've thought that for a long time. Whoever is entertained by it, that's great. And if you're not, That's great. But that's how it is. If you
I don't
wanna
know.
do your reason as to why they listen to you and not me and my faults, whatever the case it is, I mean, they can have their own opinion, right? I think you're trying to project yours on most people. I'm sure some have told you that, but I just think that you may have a little bit more uniqueness in what is the Karen boy going to say today, whereas that may not be the case with me. So,
Well, yeah, you're limited on what you're allowed to say too, because you tell me at times, oh, I'm getting, or not tell me, but you say in the show at times, you're like, oh, I got somebody messaging me in my ear right now, or whatever the hell you say, where like essentially somebody's sending you a message while you're doing the show saying, hey, you're not allowed to say this, you can't talk about this, don't do this, don't do this. And I don't have that problem. And we all know who it is. We know it's Navarro who's messaging you. And
you think it's that explicit?
what?
Oh, don't say this, don't say this, don't say that.
Whatever he's saying, he's preventing you from talking about certain things. Whatever he's doing it doing to make you not do it, whatever, I don't know.
Does he always? Because if he were, first of all, if let's say he would want me not to speak about you, and if he said that months ago, has that worked? Has that been carried through?
I think after I mentioned it, you guys realize how fucking ridiculous that was. That's
Bro, we don't think of you like this, man. Like, we don't be like, oh, Karen said this, so don't do that. It's like there's nothing with that. First of all, if they have a suggestion,
comment on my videos.
If they have a suggestion as to what I probably shouldn't speak about, I will evaluate it in my head, and I will either go with it or ignore it. And there are times where I have ignored it. But if I take the suggestion, then I agree with it that this would not come off very well. I can say whatever the fuck I want on the fucking show. Whether it be the Sierra News, Donkey Day, the fucking Punkery Show, this notion that somebody has control over what I say is stupid.
Okay, then why were the admins told never comment on my videos?
I mean, of course, that would just make it more inflammatory, right? To either talk shit to you about your videos, or to be like, nice job. It would be a bit inflammatory, wouldn't it? So, it'd probably be better not to comment. Also, I had told myself, for the most part, especially last year when you were on the crusade, that you were probably not a good topic to talk about. So it would just give you more attention. And
not really sure why.
You seemingly like attention. Of course you're gonna deny it, but I just think that you love your attention.
Well, yeah, you gotta accuse me of something, right? So let's make it double. Okay, attention. That's like, do you honestly just have like a dartboard? You put a blindfold on, you're like, all right, let me just accuse Greens of something today. You throw it at the dartboard, whatever fucking thing you wrote down, it lands on. You're like, oh, I'll accuse him of that. Okay, yeah.
Okay, but you got your ass banned, right? You could probably do something productive. I don't think harping over a server that you got your ass banned from for this long is a healthy way of living, right?
Okay,
even now, I've got other shit going on, right? Like,
yes, everybody
NG and Sierra is not my first or second priority. You know what I mean? So.
And you're saying for me it is what you're saying.
It seems like that, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. And
I mean,
how many videos do you make compared to me about NG?
Okay, but they're not explicitly about NG.
Oh, no, but what I'm saying, you're making videos about NG every fucking week, multiple times a week.
Okay.
I'm making like 2 videos a fucking month. And even if I can even do that, I don't even think I could do 2 this month,
and
honestly.
How much... See, the effort level is not leveled with this, because usually... Okay, well, with your podcast, all you gotta do is re-listen and, that shit. But you're telling me that the effort level of CNR News is anything where I have to set aside a couple hours to do. Like, I don't need to do that. It's a quick whip, upload it, easy. Like, if I make 3 videos and they take 20 minutes each, what is that? I'm not spending hours on end on videos for NG.
Okay, yeah, I think your channel says otherwise.
Okay, how long do you think it takes me to make a CNR News?
I don't know, dude. I don't
Well,
honestly.
that
I wouldn't
matters,
believe you
though.
if you said, but I really don't know.
That matters, though.
How
Like,
does that matter
if I was
if you're doing it
spending
multiple times
hours,
a week?
if I was spending hours on each video, then yes, you'd probably have a point. But if they take 20 minutes to edit, if that, then that's not a lot of force, right?
Okay, but if you spend hours on a video and literally release 2, if you could release 2 a month, but you're spending, okay, let's see each video. Probably, honestly, the editing probably takes 3 hours to do the for the editing for my show, because I edit out all the pauses in the conversation, the the ums, and I try to make it so the conversation flows a lot faster to make it easier to listen to, and it also cuts down time on the overall show. That takes maybe 3 hours per show. Yeah, probably about 3 hours per show. So
Okay, and you
let's
think
see,
it
I'm
takes
doing
me
this
that long?
once or twice a month. Yeah, but you're not putting that much effort into it. The fact is, like, I'm doing this like once or twice a month, and that's even honestly, I don't even think I could do 2 this month. Like, I'm not. Jesus Christ. I'm not putting as much effort into what I do compared to you, and it's very fucking
Okay,
obvious.
but even if I put more effort than you do, you're trying to imply that I put an exorbitant amount of effort into it compared to you.
Yeah, I would say you do.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Your
Because
channel says otherwise.
the amount of videos does not imply how long I would spend on an individual video. It depends on what video it is. Now, if you're talking about rating my chases, yes, those took a lot longer to do. But I haven't done them in 4 months, so that's been cut down.
Didn't you just do the? No, you did you on the official CNR NG YouTube channel. You just did the videos for those too.
Okay.
Well, that means you're working on those.
That was the first one I did in like 3 weeks, probably more, for that channel anyway.
And then you released.
And I've still got one to do about the car show event. Don't know when we get to that one, but if these are intermittent things.
I don't know, because you're sitting here saying, "Oh, Greens, you put so much effort into your videos." I'm like, okay, you put more.
Well, it seems
into
like
your videos.
you put more effort into trying to talk shit about the service. That's what it is.
No.
Instead of, oh man, got my ass banned. Shit, I'm gonna do something else that's productive instead of sticking around here still talking shit.
I don't always talk shit. That's not like I talk shit when I need to, but that's not the primary thing I do. I know it's popular belief that it is, but if you actually listen to the shows, that's not the primary thing I do. It's never been the primary thing I did. And Jesus Christ. That's the thing, is that you want people to believe that. You really do. I don't know why.
Well, that's what I believe. Like, you keep trying to project as if I'm trying to make people believe this. Anyone can believe based on whatever we say what they want to believe. I'm not trying to instill any... I'm not trying to have a vaccine needle and stick it into somebody's arm, and this is what you need to believe. That's not what I'm doing.
I don't know. It seems like it to me.
Okay. I mean, the theme of this shit is, yeah, I mean, anyone else can take whatever response that they can get from this. Because I don't care either way. Right, I don't care. That's what it is. But, yeah, again, the notion that I spend more time making videos, because I could spend an hour versus you spend 20 minutes a week. Like, those figures are both not extravagant. Like, doesn't mean anything to say that I spend more time than you means nothing. If you go into specifics, sure. But that's not what you're doing.
You really seem to got upset when I mentioned that, how you're spending way more time on your videos than I am. You're being really defensive about this.
I mean, if that's what you want to say, man, I'm just clarifying.
Yeah. Sure you are.
Mm-hmm. Right. You got anything else to say?
No. This has been a pretty shitty experience for both of us, but it'll make for some good content.
That was the point, I guess, right?
Well, I had some entertainment, I'm not gonna lie.
That was the point. For two dudes that don't see eye to eye at all to talk some snits, right?
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, and then can't forget you doxed me.
See, you keep talking about this doxing thing. See, the thing that you're saying I'm doing, it seems like you're doing that.
I'm doxing you?
No. You're trying to instill into people's heads, oh, just remind everybody that Rashon doxed the Karen boy. Right?
Is that not what you did?
I'm saying no. Again, I'm saying no. You can say yes, I'll say no. Like I said, all I did is wrong, not a good phrase, but what I did was talk about your alcohol problems in order to be like, who is this guy to talk snit about Hendrik and Lexus? That was the crux of the donkey, right? You can make it off to be something else and use a word that will resonate with more people than the actual point of what I was trying to do. And people can react to that the way they want.
But out of curiosity, you don't think anybody in the community is now going to be making fun of me because of that? Because of a rough moment in my life that you exposed? You don't think anybody in the community is going to be, laughing at me now because of that?
Well,
directly insulting me because of that?
I'm sure that anyone that was around when you had your the fiasco in the CNR Discord would remember that your drunkenness got you derolled.
Well, that was a total different situation, and that was because me and Fexy, every week we tried to get together and play Crazy Bobs and get drunk, and that was one of those days that had happened. That wasn't really at least I don't think at the time. I don't think at the time that was during my whole issue with the alcohol. I think that was just me and him having fun.
All right. I mean, you still were drinking, but it's not the
actual
issue. But yeah. And any actions that you do while drunk, whatever the fuck happens, that's on you. But yeah.
I guess so. Anyway,
Yeah,
why did you why were you saying I was crazy though?
I mean, that's what you seem like. It seems like you're still mad, still looming around the NG, despite having that ass band, acting like you can tell us what we need to do or some shit. Like at that point, it seems like insanity to me.
No, it seems more like a guy who got lied to about a gaming community that he really, had a lot of good years and memories with, and saw an opportunity to where they're going to improve, but it's kind of not going to happen if I don't at least try to put some effort.
What does it matter? What does it matter to you right now, whether or not the community in your eyes improves?
Because I'm still going to be a part of the community. Like, I want to be a part of the community, I just want it to be better. And if it really does hit a point, and it's close to it, but if it really does hit a point where it's never going to be better, I don't know, maybe I will just say, fuck it. Not worth it.
Okay. All right.
Now, don't take that as an excuse to become the most toxic community or anything. I mean, you're already kind of trying, although you kind of are.
Again, as I've said 15 times, that's in your estimation. That's what it is.
I think honestly though, I do think you're trying to convince the community that I'm not worth listening to, because the more people listen to me, the less they're going to actually listen to you. Because like I said, they hear you, they're just not listening because I'm kind of showing the community, yo, look, these guys are full of shit, they're liars, and this is what they do, and don't ever trust what they say. Think for yourself. Like if they say something that seems kind of weird, think it through. Don't just take their word for it. And you guys are like, oh shit, if we have people doing that, then they're going to realize how fucking dirty we really are, and that's a problem.
I think you overestimate yourself too much.
That wasn't the point of what I said.
Okay, but you're trying to say that I'm trying to devalue you instead of trying to devalue you to value myself. And
yes,
that's not what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, sure.
Maybe I'm seeing what you say and evaluating it, but it has nothing to do with me. Like with the Alamini thing, obviously, that was a mess because we're going back in circles, I suppose. Because you criticized what he said instead of, well, knowing what he said, which was
either way, he was still drunk.
Fucking finish. Well, as a guy who was drunk a lot, I suppose you would know. And if you said that before, like I said, then I would probably align with it a bit better. But yeah, that's what it is. But I suppose we're gonna keep going in circles with this.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna add any more. But
I don't really have anything else to add either. So.
Yeah. But I'm glad we did this shit because it was something I've wanted to do for quite a while. And now it feels great. So I suppose it was good being here with you for 2 hours, God forbid.
Almost 3.
It was 3, Jesus.
It was almost 3, yeah. It's like 2 hours, 51 minutes.
Christ almighty, it's a Joe Rogan episode. Anyway, well, GG, man, keep doing what you're doing. Alright? Keep doing what you're doing. Alright? We'll have our back and forths, I'm sure. Right? And say what you say, I'll say what I'll say, and we'll both stick to it.
Yep.
That's what we gotta do.
Yeah, only my show's going to be more popular than yours.
Okay. I don't care, but that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Godspeed. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Rashon Greens Sit Down, brought to you by Citizens Against Soybean Oil. Hope you enjoyed the last 3 hours of this snitz. We'll see you next time.